They can hear you.
Ready? Check, check. Alrighty, and we are live for game number 1 for the Exsto Athena series. My name is Diggsy K, and I will be your caster for tonight, though I won't be alone. With me tonight is someone well-versed in everything. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for K-Rap. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, we might as well just hop straight into it, right, with the seaside retake that's happening between Rapid as well as Schimimi.
Yes, definitely. A lot of things going around at the moment, but now we can see that it looks like, ooh, Rapid are getting wiped at the moment in the attacker side, and this is already round 1, I believe, for Schimimi.
It's hard to move after that.
Yeah, that's correct. Just like straight hit pretty much onto the C site from there. Just unfortunately delaying util not enough from the Killjoy over there on the side of Rapid, and obviously from there on in it was very, very hard to get the retake done from there. But otherwise, I mean, let's talk a little bit about the lineups as well. It's almost a mirror matchup except for the duelist, which I'd say is a bit of personal preference. But we're seeing once again the really strong Breach Teo combo, which has been very, very popular, and the Omen for smokes.
Now it's going to be starting towards stacked on 3 sites on the C side here for Team Rapid. But Team Schimimi is already starting to rotate in regards to probably pick up someone towards B side, but slowly but surely starting to climb up all the way towards A side. Captured a few info for as in their corner. Now Rise and the rest of the crew in the 3 stack are going to be heading towards A site now. It is now a full execute here. Killjoy, the lone defender, flip, hanging back a little bit, but it looks like Team Schimimi is already going for the plant here. This is going to be a full retake from Rapid. Omen way too deep into where Tejo and Killjoy is. Will they be able to get a pick for one way or another? Flip still hanging back. Echo hanging back in there as well. Chisel already going to head down for the side of Rapid, and Echo goes down as well. A lot of shots getting fired, but in the end, Team Schimimi still playing the numbers here, and down goes AGRC. Another round going to the side of Team Schimimi.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much a very methodical anti-eco there coming out from Schimimi. So I think the only risk that I could kind of see was obviously the Jet probing very, very far in towards B side. They were much more confident hitting A afterwards, probably feeling like they were at least able to get a good read of what was happening. A couple of people stacked on C, then a fake out to B. You're going to be relatively confident there's not going to be any more than 2 defenders on A. Pistols, obviously, in that round, not going to defend on the side of Rapid. So coming into this round, got a lot more, obviously, to work with, not only utility-wise, but weaponry-wise as well. As just going to be hiding a little bit over here at C. It does look like Rapid just looking to probe out and just grab a little bit of mountain control for now. But you can already see the counter-aggressions happening from Schimimi. They're already taking B main control.
Schimimi already pushed out of them towards Mound. It's going to be tricky to see if who will be able to capitalize on everything so far. A bit of a poke and prod towards B side. Gonna have to rotate and hang back with Radiant Rise and the crew here. It looks like another A side appearance. Gonna have to show up.
Here's the problem, right? They've got the same mount control, but they were unable to really do much else of it. They now know it should be an A site take, and it just has to be a retake from this point onwards. There's not enough delaying utility. They don't have that much map control over here, and they're up against the bonus and fighting out from B Link, which is very, very dangerous.
It is dangerous indeed, but now we see a lot of bodies falling down for the side of Schimimi this time. It's now starting to look like a slaughter here. What a good retake now for Team Rapid. It's now a 3v1. Radiant Rise takes down Shra. And we'll see if they'll be able to take some more down with them. Unfortunately, not the case. Another good round of Valorant here, but now this time going towards the side of Team Rapid.
Yeah, great shots coming out from Try on the retake over there. It was really, really important because, once again, on the bonus, when you're trying to come out a lot of these corridors, you've already used a lot of the early util over here as well. Very, very difficult to actually force your way back into the A side, but get the couple of crucial kills over there at the B link, at the A link area. And then from there on in, it doesn't really matter if they lose some of the players in heaven. There's just too many threats for Schimimi to worry about. Now, of course, that was the bonus. And now we're seeing a bit of a change up the aggression to take wall over here.
A little bit of poking and prodding still. Savo's going to be used towards a lot of the sites here. It's still the same spots going through. A lot of poking and prodding towards B side still. Jet all the way up to C side. See if they can catch up that sentinel over there. But still, nothing, no information still being put in as going way too deep. See if they can catch up that sentinel there. Has to dash out. They know that it is going to be at least one person coming towards fair flip. Very well aware of that. Still, but no execute still being accomplished here. But Chisel on the way to backflip up. They know they saw movement towards C site. Still, not a lot of things going through towards that end, but it looks like another slaughterhouse going towards the C site here. But now, it is now a 2v2 towards C. Omen all the way back up towards A site. It's going to be tricky towards their end as well. Izana takes down Chisel, getting for that trade. Teo versus Teo wins that, and is Izana. It's going to be a 1v1 for them. Going to have to use their ultimate here. Where are they going to be going? Going towards B site. But again, not too far ahead. Here comes AGRC and gets them down. Another round now going towards Rapid here. 2-2.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised actually to see the Omen teleport like from the shadows only coming in towards like the B side. I would have maybe gone towards A, given the fact that, oh, maybe they're going to be fast rotating over here. I mean, I can also see kind of like the theory there, because obviously that they knew that the ultimate was going to be up, tried to play the game of like, oh, you might be already rotating back to A because you know I have the ultimate, so I'm just going to go B instead. Doesn't work out though. So Rapid 2 rounds in a row now, just to try to solidify their economy. A couple of the members there in Rapid actually is still staying off with sheriffs and things like that. So now, finally, full rifles, full armor, as now Schimimi going straight in towards C site. Going straight in on the back of the ultimate there as well.
It is a gun round, a C side, a launch. It's a full send here for Team Schimimi. Gonna have to be putting up a plant pretty soon. But Team Rapid, 3 down towards sewers. Getting some scopes on, but nothing happening yet. Plant is now going to be going down. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining on the clock. And 30 seconds now has been launched. Still no one dying towards either side. But Echo getting one of their own as well. Radiant Rise getting one in their end. Qwat goes down as well. It is now a full retake in here as going down. Radiant Rise going down as well. It is now down to a 3v1. And Izana not going to be able to pull out the clutch here. Now this time, Rapid taking a pace here. What a retake for the side of Team Rapid. 3-2.
Yeah, it should be coming into maybe a tech pause over here as well, because that was actually a 4-5 retake. GRC was disconnected the entire time over at A side. So like, the question I was going to have for a lot of it was whether or not they were actually going to recommit on that, knowing it's like a 4-5 retake, knowing that a lot of big util was already being invested into the round as well. I don't know if Rapid wanted to go for it, but they did. They pulled the trigger on it, and once again, worked out an absolute charm. So now just looking for the Omen to come back, but has been a little bit of swing in the last couple of rounds. There's still 2 massive ultimates over here now for Rapid to use. They're very, very confident on playing a retake heavy style at this point in time. And I'd like to see a little bit more default work coming out, actually. I'd like some of the ideas right now that I'm seeing from Schimimi, honestly, on these default probes, that they're like getting a lot of map control, a lot of map territory, just unable to convert some of these advantages that we're seeing so far, like what we saw with the Jet as well, with Az probing into the seaside earlier, just unable to get that entry into Killjoy, even though that she had the better positioning. These will eventually come with time. So I think that's going to be the tricky part for Rapid to kind of navigate, will be these default takes. But the retakes so far have been superb from Rapid, honestly. So,
well, they do now have both Rolling Thunder and Armageddon available for the team side for Rapid in here as well. Team Schmimi not working with much, but we have Radiant Rise almost an ult orb away from their Armageddon as well. Jet Knight is going to be on lock for Team Schmimi here. But again, a lot of outstanding performances for Izana in particular. Ray QT is not too far behind with them. But for the side of Team Rapid, however, Chisel and Echo starting to actually get their groove on here. It's going to be probably a huge one for them. This is a one round that they can possibly win, considering that they already have like 4 Vandals and a probably like at least like 1 pistol or like 1 SMG available for flip here. If they
they'll definitely drop over here, right? Like Chisel's got enough, so does AGRC, like to drop. So they'll have like a full buy coming into this, not an issue.
Oh yeah, it's gonna
Sorry, I was just going to quickly say as well, I've been like impressed on how Rapid have actually been taking map control off of Schmimi and making them uncomfortable around the map. So we've seen like 2 rounds now where it's like, yeah, they're taking like C control. I don't think that one worked really well for that one. They had to play retake, I think. But another one where they take like A control on wall and stuff like that. That's really, really, really solid to see on the defensive side. You don't want to always be boxed in and just waiting for the enemy to kind of be making aggression. I want to keep seeing Rapid throw in these game changes, so to speak, and actually go into these rounds on where they're constantly adjusting their map holds, constantly making pressure, and constantly keeping Schmimi guessing. Because that's where they're going to get a lot more round success, or like increase their round percentage, because they can start playing around the other sides of the map. So
they are very impressive indeed in the plays that they are doing individually as well. You have Chisel, who is very consistent with their utility usage. They're very smart in terms of like the plays that they do, clutch heals and walls and everything. My only doubting towards coming in towards this game is like how impactful are their mechanics going to be in here, and if they're going to be getting affected into their head-to-head duels. So far, AGRC orchestrating a lot of like site executes going for Team Rapid. They have been consistent in their anchoring in towards their defensive side, almost playing like a pseudo sentinel, if you will, but in the hands of Omen. But the only caveat I got for them is like they're not much of a playmaker. Their subtle impact sometimes can be off towards that side, but again, like this is somewhere like somewhat of like a line towards so like to prove for them if they'll be able to hang in towards this tournament as well. What do you think of Team Schimimi so far?
Oh, look, still very early on. I might be lagging a little bit as well at the moment, so hopefully my voice doesn't sound too robotic. It probably does already. But look, it's only a couple of like rounds at the moment, right? It's only 5 rounds at this point in time, so I'm willing to at least give them the benefit of the doubt at this point and go, cool. First tournament for, as far as I understand, probably as a team for them. They're coming into this maybe with a couple of solid players, but not necessarily the sense of, oh, like we've been cracking and playing for like the last couple of tournaments together or for a couple of weeks together. So this is where some of your strategies are going to be tested out, and as a result, you're going to find a couple of the flaws as a result. So, and some of the strats that you're running, but that's always the best case, right? Like when you're coming into it and you're getting tested in terms of like how your strats are going and things like that. That's the only way that you know on how you're going to improve next time to improve from here.
Yeah, and we'll look at the team comps as well. We're almost seeing like a almost mirror matchup with the difference between Raze and a Jet. And by the way that these players are playing their current team comps so far, a lot of the standouts will most likely be towards that breach ult, or like the breach and Teo combo, which we've been seeing almost like all tournament and like ever since pretty much Teo's release. Everyone's been very solidified and like, oh, this is going to be like a breach Teo pick for this particular map. And do you think that this is also going to be working towards their favor in a map like Lotus? All right. And it looks like we'll be switching back to game now as well. Not starting though. But it looks like everyone is starting to get ready. Everyone's starting to get posted up towards that side. I'm not too sure if you can hear me yet, KRF, but here we go. It looks like both sides of all the sides of all the players of Team Schimimi slowly walking up towards B side. Here, Izana gonna be having to put up the smoke. That's no problem in regards to that. Not a lot of action going on towards here. It's a lot of poking and prodding, and see if how many information we'll be able to get for each side in here as well. Rapid Echo going through, putting out the Teotron, detecting no one yet. In regards towards this side, 56 remaining. We're almost in there, and it looks like some bodies are now flowing in towards it as well. Killjoy getting traded for the Omen, and it's now a 4v4, 45 seconds remaining. Spike is yet to find its path. Reach. Chisel takes down Izana, and it's now shifting towards C side here. Armageddon is going to be used here. And it looks like nothing's going to be pulling through in towards that corner. And it looks like someone is going to be captured. Radiant Rice getting the stun in towards their favor. It is now a little bit dicey in here for Radiant Rice. Echo takes them down. Gonna have to deal with some blinds here. It is looking like a very tricky retake now for Rapid. Team Schimimi starting to struggle here a bit. It is now a 2v3. Reikyu now going down. Chisel takes their second kill of the game. AZ takes them down, and it is a 3-kill clutch. What a round for AZ.
Yeah, huge round coming out from AZ. So, okay, I think my internet's finally back over there. So apologies about that. But yeah, it's... but yeah, like really solid clutch towards the end over there. Just able to buy enough time to play the counter rotation on that retake. So, which you love to see. However, it does mean that the economy actually for Rapid over here is not in so much of a great state now. So, full rifles over here, obviously on both sides, but they have to go down to a couple of Bulldogs. Armor's not that great as well, so they're taking a mountain control.
Now having to start for the whole side of Team Schimimi going and park down towards A side in their extremities here. What a good chance for a good rotate for Flip here. But Salvos are now popping out, and AGRC going down to Radiant Rice. It is now a full send for the Team Schimimi here, but Rapid has to fight back, and fight back they do. 4v1 now. It is now Ray QT down to 31 HP. Just a couple of utilities left, but it's not going to be going towards their favor in this side if they're not very careful. Salvos are now going to be dodged here. Flash comes out. Oh, and Tra from Team Rapid takes it for the final shot. It is now 4-3 in favor of Team Rapid.
Yeah, so, and really solid fight over there. Once again, towards A, they try applying pressure and they try fighting through it. But a couple of flashpoints, I would say, probably needs to have been used there from Breach for that to have high success. Probably just trying to figure out exactly which flashpoint timing, maybe a bit of miscommunication coming out. Like I said, though, I think these are the teething issues that you have when you start up a team and stuff like that. So, And these are the things that will improve over time. Going like, okay, understanding when you play or when this breach is going to be throwing flashes and stuff like that. You don't want to be throwing like a wrong flashpoint at the wrong time because it blinds your entire team and it will mess up any entries that you can have. So onto this eco where obviously AZ's been allowed the luxury of getting this Vandal. They're going to look to go towards B over here.
And it looks like the jitters are starting to go away here. Could be just the effect of the first game, but we'll have to see. 3 stacked on towards B side. For the side of Team Rapid, though, a lot of players stacked here for their C side, while AZ is going to be parked up very close towards that extremity here. It might be a 3v3 for the C side here. Here comes the flash. And here we go. AZ charges in and takes down AGRC. Taking a stun in their favor, but it's now down to Shra. If they're going to be able to grab it in here, but he takes down 2. RayQT going down from Chisels as well.
30 seconds left.
It's now 30 seconds remaining. But Shra takes down 1, takes down 2. That's their 3rd kill of this round. And will it be their 4th? Yes, it is! Rapid takes a convincing round. It is now 5-3. What a round there from Shra.
Yeah, really, really solid. But once again, Chisel coming in there with a huge Rolling Thunder, right? Like, Rolling Thunder, just allowing that retake to come forward. I thought that was like much better coming out from Rapid, given it was an eco. All right, so they got the Vandal. They had a plan. Get AZ into there, right, with the Vandal, dashing in. Flashpoint, much better placed around. Obviously, dislodges all of them. They're able to get the pick on towards AGRC before she can even do anything. But just the Rolling Thunder as well as the spacing coming out from Rapid on this retake. Very, very solid. Looks like Rapid are very, very content in taking A mount control over here. And once again, another A mount hold. They've got the Paranoia ready just in case there is any counter utility coming out. Securing these orbs and just playing very, very far back on C. So still looking like they're going to fight out through this, though.
Rapid as well. It's much more different for the side of Rapid as well. And they now just put utils in towards A side. They now are aware on where everything is. But again, ooh, Flip taking down Radiant Rice. And AGRC gonna have to use their ult here. Ooh, Kua takes down Chisel. Now that is officially C-side almost clearing here, but we still have a 4v4 on our hands. Will it work in their favor? Flip takes down another one in Izana. Here we go, Showstopper. Does not execute well. Kua getting an air shot. It is now back to a 3v3. Spike is now going towards B side here. A bit of a rush needed here by Team Schimimi if they need to execute. 17 seconds remaining, but it looks like Armageddon is going to have to be used here. Kiwat and RayQT dodges it with the slither of pixels. Very effective there in terms of dodging, and now here comes the lockdowns for both teams. Which one will go first? AZ takes down Flip.
One enemy remaining.
Going towards that end. AGRC going down now. And it's now down to Echo. They need to know where they are. A deep into D-Link here, but RayQT hears the noise from their feet, and Echo goes down. Team Schimimi back on the board, 5-4, but Rapid still in favor.
Just getting that advantage point over into heaven over there from AZ once again. Her spacing has been phenomenal so far on this jet. I feel like always in the right position, always able to at least add additional point of threat. So yeah, both lockdowns being used in that round, obviously critical ults, and we're not going to be able to see them coming into this for the rest of the half. That being said, though, Rolling Thunder, as well as Omen's ult, ready for use over here on the side of Schmimimi. Looks like they're going to be setting it straight into C site. Why not?
Drone goes in. RayQT ready for taking the flash if they know where the rest of Team Rapid are. It looks like a clear site. It is going to be a full launch. Now, Everyone in Team Schmimi taking their positions as RayQT starts to go for the plant. Savo's going left, right, and center. Rapid gives out their own paint shells as well. It is now down to Rapid here on how they are going to be taking over this retake. AGRC sees a couple pixels, but didn't go in towards their favor, but at least a trade happened. Both omens down for both teams. Oh, and left, right, and center, but it is now just a 1v1. AZ gets a back shot for Chisel there for the side of Team Schmimi. A bit of a chaotic round there, but all in the end, it just goes in towards the favor of AZ and just positioning wins, I guess.
Yeah, just pushing forward once again, getting like forward information, and I think push through waterfall in that particular part. Was able to slip through, come all the way back around towards heaven. But yeah, coming into this round, or the penultimate round of the first half, lots of ultimates to use. We're already talking about Rolling Thunder and From the Shadows, and then add on top of that Armageddon as well. Looks like they're going to try and get C mount control once again, and should be able to do so quite successfully. Have actually deterred Schmimi from progressing any further from here, so they're hightailing us straight back towards A. I think Schmimi is starting to get a little bit of understanding, right? If they're taking C, they're not taking A. They're taking one side of the extremity, the push and pull happening over here. But lots of utility for the retake over here for the post plant. I'd like to see some good post plant positionings from Schmimi. They should be able to take this.
Now positions are now set. RayQT going in for the plant. It is now planted. Just over a minute in the clock. AZ positioned way towards rubble with the breach in their toe as well. Savo's getting a good delay for the side of Team Schmimi here. Rapid getting choked in the corner here, struggling for the push. Have to push it in slowly but sure. Deep in towards the site now. Echo takes down Izana. Radiant Rice going down as well. It is now 3v3. Both and now turning to a 2v2. Defuse gonna be used towards their Rolling Thunder. Here it comes, and it doesn't work in their favor. It looks like Spike is gonna be detonated here, but Team Schmimi, what a way to, bit of a cluttered one, but still convincingly get a plan, and you'll be still able to defend their Spike properly against a very slow and calculated Rapid, if I may say.
Yeah, I mean, RayQT was far enough back to use a Rolling Thunder just to push the player off the defuse of the Spike as well, so no threat ultimately there. I mean, Blade Storm's out once again, still up From the Shadows. That being said, final round of the half, Echo does have Armageddon out, and Chisel's only 2 away from Rolling Thunder, so Chisel does have a good round over here. Could have very instrumental ultimates to really use for the retake over here. Blade Storm being used over to C, Flip's going to be tested over here, Diggsy.
Blade Storm. It looks like you're not going to be seeing a Blade Storm kill for that one. Flip going down to Qot. Killjoy for Killjoy. It is now down to a 5v4. Team Schmimi with the advantage here. And now convincingly going in towards C site. It is theirs for the taking, if they so desire. Plant not yet coming through. Still hunting down some heads of wherever they may be able to see. Armageddon now pulling through. Gonna have to wait for that one to pass. 57 seconds left in the clock, however. Rapid successfully taking C. And a retake that's not even a plant retake yet, but this forces Team Schmimi to rotate and down towards B side, but they get caught one way or another, but not a successful one for Team Rapid here. Now rocking a 2v3, now turning into a 3v2. Team Schmimi getting in there convincingly. Qot with their 3rd kill of the round. We're going to the next half. 5-7 in favor of Team Schmimi.
Yeah, good reroute coming out after the Armageddon use. They just hit the pause button and pretty much just went, okay, what should we do from here? Do we want to still commit onto C until we got this good positioning? Do we want to start rotating? AGRC just very unlucky actually on the flank timing over there. I felt like that she could have really made a difference over there. Like coming in at the right time with the Bulldog. Might have been able to sneak maybe a kill onto the Spike carrier, which is the Killjoy. But yeah, QOut just a little bit too strong with some of the timings in terms of being able to get ahead with the duels, able to get a couple of the entries up. So now she's going to be tasked with holding on to the C site. We're looking at very much a mirror setup coming up both sides.
Another mirror setup going towards a mound now as well. This time, Team Rapid taking in full force here. Here comes the Teo drone. They know that some side of mound is clear. They might be full aware that a lot of util is available for the side of QWAT here. Flip very well aware on how everything plays, but it looks like Radiant Rise going down and Shizzle going down as well. Izana, it is now a 4v3. Rapid was able to take down 2 for their side, and Flip doing the same thing now as well. Just like that, it is a 4v2. QWAT taking down Echo. It is now a 3v2. AZ have a good spot here to get someone out, but Rapid now manages to rotate down towards A side. It is now going to be a very tricky 2v3 for Team Schimimi here. Shra has a good punch here. Has a good angle, but not looking towards that side. They now know that AZ is around there somewhere. Will they get the shot? Shra does take the off-angle shot all the way down to B-Link, but Flip wins the Killjoy duel 1v1. And just like that, Rapid now on the board for their pistol. 6-7.
Yeah, lots of reroutes in that round, right? All the action starting off at C first, and then with Schimimi losing a couple of deals over there at the B door. Then the rotation comes forward to B. They see the Jet and they go, no, let's go all the way towards A, where the action eventually broke down. And I mean, a very, very strong crossfire, right? They wait for turret control, contact, and they wait for contact off. I believe it was AGRC. Paranoia comes out as well, just to secure the kill on towards AZ, coming out from Shry, who was just holding on to Link. And just like that, looks like the pistol does go into the favor of Rapid.
Oh! Flip. Just a few bullets away, faster, to kill that drone, to not get suppressed, but it looks like they know who is available towards their spawn. But still, Rapid pulling it through, still getting a good amount of info. They possibly know that C is really cleared out here. Team Schimimi still group out towards B side. That's a lot of water footsteps being made by Team Rapid here. Echo now going in for the plant. 50 seconds remaining. And it is now retake time for Team Schimimi. Will it work out in their favor? Flip! Almost gets Radiant Rise, but no cigar. Shots were way quicker. Izana now going down. It's now a 4v3. Turning to a 3v2. Aiming for this in favor for the side of Team Rapid. And just like that, Shra with their third kill of the round. Tying it all up. 7-7. A lot of things going down here, but Shra able to hold it down.
Yeah, actually someone's dropping over the upgrade over here as well, so...
A lot of things going in towards the favor here now, but it looks like a whole different ballgame in terms of the gun and loadouts for Team Rapid here. Team Schimimi rocking the Vandals, and one good old Phantom here. AZ now going to be deep in towards Robo, but no footsteps coming from Team Rapid here. Radiant Rise has a drone of their own, but still not a lot going towards their favor. AGRC now going down to the swings of Radiant Rise, and AZ going down as well. Shra winning that duelist fight. It is now down to a 4v4, now 3v4. Rapid Echo taking down Radiant Rise there. Teo versus Teo matchup. RayQT not gonna be the one winning that fight to Flip. Losing the Killjoy versus Killjoy fight. It is now a 3v2, 42 seconds remaining. And it is now go launch for A side here. Izana breaking down door. They know one is at B Link. But will they know that Q1 is on the way
planted.
from spawn? A bit of a tippy toe going in towards this Killjoy. Shra tucked into the corner of drop. Drone gonna be used here. They know where Izana is. But still, no idea where Q1 is gonna have to be grouped up here with Izana. For it to work, it's gonna be a very tricky way to get in for this retake. Will it be successful? Chisel has a good off angle here, but they go down as well. Shra going into that sneaky spots and taking a 3K for themselves. Rapid now, and the lead 8-7.
Yeah, converting the bonus as well. Absolutely huge, right? Able to just leverage with the fact that Shra's been on one so far. Just consistent rounds where they're getting multi-kills, 2 kills, 3 kills over there. They got Showstopper built up 3 rounds into the attacking side, alongside with Armageddon as well on the side of Echo, who's been farming up a lot of the ultimate points through plants. It's looking like a bit of a slower default that's once again coming out from Rapid over here. They've been more than happy just to kind of sit back and just wait and see if anything's happening before taking a bit of map control off Schimimi.
Flip not going to be able to kill that drone one more time. It looks like the drone is way too fast for the bullets this time around, but now Shra toggling the door at A site here, going in for that duel. Race Boombot coming in around. They know that it's going to be an A execute. But still, we have that Omen still lurking in towards that B site there. Possibly wanting to catch anything. Ray QT. It's locking in towards that tree positioning. But here is Team Rapid going to fall back. Again for towards their spawn. No one's still pushing up. AGRC deep into the side of Team Schmimimi's
30 seconds left.
base. Will they get one in the rotate? AZ, look out. There is a Phantom right in front of you. AGRC gets a successful lurk. And way deep in towards their spawn here. Will it be a very convincing one as well? Rapid Echo
10 seconds left.
still getting one from their salvos. Just 10 seconds before planting the spike. AGRC rejoining everyone in here for Team Rapid. Team Schmimimi is now down. Radiant Rise taking down Shizzle. It is now a 3v2. Just like that, Izana gonna be going in towards this side. Echo goes down, but takes down Q1 with them. It is now a 2v1. And we'll see Izana takes down Shra. 45 HP and a dream. Will they be able to see it? AGRC takes him down to 6 HP, but no longer, no more. What a very chaotic, but what still Rapid taking down a good round for them, 9-7.
Yeah, that one was an interesting one, right? Because everyone's grouped up over there. I thought maybe AGRC would have like from the shadows on this lurk play, but spots out the shoulder of Rice Maker over there inside B Heaven, and is able to kind of slip the net and cause like this panic rotation. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, hang on a second, how did this person gotten over here? What's the weak point? They're scrabbling to reinforce that. Spots out also Ray QT dropping into drop, and obviously then the Tahoe missiles coming forward and cleaning that up. So it's been it's pretty much an impact round from AGRC now. AZ trying to return the favor. Sharp shot coming out from the Guardian. Still wanting more, still looking for more. Is just going to back out for now.
Right. Just like that, it's now a 5v4 in favor for the side for a change of Team Schmimimi here. Now drone is going to be used here. Flip wins the drone versus bullets fight. But Salvo's now going to have to be used, taking them aback. But let's see if Q1 gets one. He does. They do. And gets another one. And gets a 3. And gets that 4K. Q1! What a round!
They look like us, but are they us?
You know what? You take those, especially when you're down on like you haven't picked up a defensive round just yet. You needed someone to step up, and Kuat, just with the Phantom over there, has pushed forward from C site, has had enough of maybe A site, B site being bullied. Is just able to transfer the spray quite nicely with the Phantom. So Schimimi do pick up their first defensive round, but I have to say, you want to take that and start building up some momentum. Still going to be difficult. Showstopper out, Armageddon out, Rolling Thunder out. Where are Rapid going to use these over here?
3 available ultimates for Rapid. Will it be working in their favor? Poking and prodding towards that C site, but now a lot of the members of Team Rapid way deep in towards A site here. Rubble going to be taken way convincingly, but will it work for them to push through? Tree is now going to be taken by Team Rapid here. They know some sides of the site is clear. Again, a lot of like going in and going out for Team Rapid here. Works for them to keep their survivability, but not so much in towards planting despite only 50 seconds, 48 seconds remaining. Now, RayQT knows where they are. They get one and almost gets the other, but gets a trade instead. Shra saving that round, but going down to AZ instead. It is now a 3v4. Team Schimimi getting the numbers advantage here. Again, now it's a very close rotate. Everyone shifting towards the side of A here. Oh, but Izana takes down Echo and takes down AGRC. It is now just down to Flip. And it looks like it's not going to go in their favor here as the clock ticks down. And it looks like it's going to be another convincing round for Team Schimimi here. We'll see if Flip gets down Radiant Rice here. And they lose the fight in the end. No guns available for Team Rapid here at least. It's going to be possibly a half buy, half full buy. But still, tying it up the board, 9-9.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for some of these ultimates to be used though, and I would it be against them even taking a bit of a tack pause on the side of Rapid just to talk about how they want to be using some of these ultimates, because as each round's building up over here, obviously it's like the actual impact of what you can use these for is just diminishing over time. Ricemaker's still looking like they want to deal though. Oh.
Yeah, Flip one away from their ultimate as well if it works in their favor, but unfortunately it's not going to be going that much impact. It was just a 4 around the Sheriffs and probably a Stinger. Team Schimimi could get them on lock here, but we'll have to see if Rapid gets it down on towards this B side, getting pushed back by Savos instead, but Shra convincingly goes in, but not too confident in their shots. Shra and Flip now down. And just like that, you blink and you miss it. 10-9. Team Schimimi just pretty much blocking off every entry that Team Rapid does. And it forces everyone to just take a chill pill. And we now go for a tactical timeout. A lot of back and forth going towards this team so far. So it's nothing convincing going in towards attacking sites. The inconsistencies showing for Team Rapid here, don't you think?
I wouldn't necessarily say like inconsistencies. I mean, obviously Schimimi may have also stepped it up in terms of like how they're playing a lot of these engagements, right? They're no longer allowing kind of like Rapid to easily take map control. They're not like really biting for a lot of these pump fakes. They're not going over aggressive. They're always just retaking a lot of this known territory that they have. So it's not as if it's like the case of Rapid are kind of like dropping some of these rounds. It's just more of the case of like Schimimi are now testing them a little bit, and Rapid aren't really bouncing back forward just yet. And this comes back to a lot down towards that utility use. I think just growing as a team as well, because once again, I know that Rapid is a team that's like kind of like growing a little bit more. This is like kind of like the teething issues I do expect from a growing team, where say, for example, an eco round, right? What a lot of teams can do on eco rounds is that they take their time during the eco round to talk about what they're going to be doing next round or the round afterwards. So that way, instead of having to use attack pause, they're using one of like an eco rounds where it's like a less chance to convert it pretty much into making it's like, okay, let's talk about what we're doing the round ahead and so on and so forth. So looks like they are going to be heading towards C, but a lot of ultimates, like I said, once again, for both sides to play with over here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the double lockdown, the double Armageddon, the rolling thunder. The rolling thunder is being used to enter the C site.
No combo with Armageddon and Rolling Thunder, unfortunately, for the side of Rapid available here. And there goes the Armageddon. They're using it as a stalling power quite effectively. But will they be able to get in there as well? Kiwa takes down Chisel, and AZ takes down Shra. And just like that, Team Schimimi gets a numbers advantage. It's now a 5v2. We're hunting everyone down. But Team Schimimi numbers pulled out in their favor. QWatt getting a good 3k in there in their favor as well. But just like that, 9-11 favoring the side of Team Schimimi this time. Now they're the ones who are leading the pack in terms of utility and ultimate usage here.
Yeah, momentum firmly in their favor as well right now. I mean, QR I think was like 5-8 when the scoreline was like just at the half, like 6-5. Like QR was 5-8, and now like since then, obviously you're gonna expect your Sentinels to have like a little bit of an easier job, but a lot of rounds where she's had multi kills, a lot of like impact as well. AZ has been absolutely fantastic as a Jet as well, so. Just really just staying in there, just fighting out each round, not really, and that's what I really like from Schimimi is that they haven't really pushed in terms of like, oh, we're down a couple of rounds, we need to do something really risky. They've just played solid over here, kind of like trusted and in each other in terms of like the team play and stuff like that. And now looking to probe a little bit over towards B main over here, and they'll be able to not catch off Flip.
Oh, just like that, Flip takes the one kill they need for getting the round in for Rapid. Echo takes down QWatt now too. It is now a 5v3. And now is a full launch towards C side here. Will it work for the side of Team Rapid? Radiant Rise too quick when it takes down AGRC. Now down to a 4v3 showstopper going in through. Takes down Ray QT. AZ takes down Shra as well for the trade. And just like that, AZ! 3k going in and takes the clutch. What a 4k! Team Schmimi gets another round for them. What a performance by AZ here.
Yeah, just the individual swings coming out there, not working for Rapid, getting punished by AZ, who's been hitting a couple of sharp shots. And once again, that's one going in the highlight reels, right? So.
Clip Twitter. It's all going to be posted there on their Twitch as well. Probably on Instagram if they're feeling spicy with it. But AZ pulling up a performance of their life here. Probably just to begin with for the game one. Team Schmimi. New team coming in for this tournament. And definitely showing what they're made of here. 4 ultimates available for their side to see if this works in their favor. Savil's going up from the side of Team Rapid. Rubble getting taken very convincingly, but AZ sees one, decides to back out for their side. Q1 takes down AJRC, and as taking down Echo as well. It is now a 5v4 locked down, going for the side of Team Rapid here. Pushing back the 5 members of Team Schmimi. Will it work in their favor now? Chisel getting it down. Lock, giving an off angle, seeing if someone is at drop or someone will be at stairs. But Team Schmimi gonna have to put the numbers advantage to good use here. And good use indeed. They're putting down their own lockdown now too. But Chisel takes down AZ. It is now down to Chisel, but no Cigar. QWatt still working their magic with their own multi-kill. And it looks like Ray QT going for the victory defuse here. Team Schmimi takes down game 1 against Rapid Esports in the map of Lotus. What a game so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 5 or 6 rounds in a row over there coming out on the side of Schmimi, coming on the back of like a lot of multi-kill rounds from both like AZ as well as QAT. So yeah, I mean I have to say a lot of good stuff that we saw from both teams over there. Like really happy, kind of like on how it went for both sides. Obviously, first game inside the groups, first everything. And yeah, we'll be able to see a lot more, obviously, of both groups. So, but yeah, I mean, a lot of things to actually break down from that game as well, because that did go on for quite a bit with the 13-9 scoreline.
Yeah, indeed. Like we went in there and we went live, and it automatically shots are already being fired left, right, and center. Uh, a lot of this game pretty much came down to a lot of chaotic fights, and it had to be just mechanical things and mechanical stuff winning. A good amount of flicks that been seen from AZ there. Um, Again, like very prominent and towards their scoreline. Two, rocking a good scoreline in there as well. Q1 not too far behind either, but a lot of room for improvement for Rapid Esports indeed. It was starting to look like a battle of stamina, almost of like thinking power, with the way rounds have been swinging back and forth here. But it looks like Team Shmimimi going in, unknown team, looking like to take it down convincingly, winning the stamina fight. A lot of brain
Yeah,
power.
I mean, yeah, I was also going to say as well. I mean, both sides, I think, performed very well in like a couple of rounds. I saw like really nice ideas coming out from Rapid on their
Mhm.
defensive side. I saw like really nice ideas from Shimimi in terms of how they wanted to take your attacking side, their defensive side. It was like a little bit of counterplay. I think towards the end, though, as you said, I think Rapid, the strat book or the playbook was just a little bit too little in terms of to contest like a team that was like starting to hit their shots. I was like seeing a lot of rounds where I'm going like, these are big game changing ultimates. I'd like to see how they play their way around it. And I think maybe that's like coming down to the official environment where sometimes the nerds get the better of you. You're still trying to figure out, oh, when should I use this and things like that. And that's something, once again, that's always going to improve with time. I'm very impressed already by the growth of Rapid coming in, obviously now consecutive tournaments that they played. And I'm just like really keen to see like more from over here as well once they figure out the timings in terms of how they want to take a couple of the executes on like how they want to play around like some of this key utility, things like that. And I can say the same for Shmimi as well, right? There were a lot of rounds where I was looking at it and going, okay, like I'm expecting maybe a flashpoint to come out over here, but maybe they don't felt like too tight knit just yet. The flashpoint feels like maybe like a Ray QT was like feeling like I might be flashing my teammates instead of the enemies over here. And that's something that's just going to improve naturally as you play more as a team and more as a unit. So, well played from both teams. Really happy seeing. Obviously, unfortunately, there has to be someone that goes down, and it's a 13-9 scoreline. But I don't think Rapid should be disappointed in their performance over here. I think it was like a lot of good things that I can work and build on from here.
I agree. A lot of like improvements, but we'll be able to see more of them in the couple days coming forward. And that will be game one for today. We're coming in for a break, but don't go anywhere. We're gonna be having game two, and this time it'll be Fearless versus Coven Esports. We'll see you soon. Here we are, game 2, locked in, loaded, and ready. We just finished a massive, heated game 1 in Team Schimimi and Team Rapid. Well, going towards Shimimi's favor as well, but now we're going towards game 2 in Fearless versus Coven. Another couple of new budding teams waiting to show what they got in this tournament in Exto Athena series here. But we're now going towards Haven on this one. Any metas that strike out so far for you, Karath, in terms of like this particular map?
I mean, for Haven, right? It's like a lot more of an older map, so you expect to see kind of like a lot more of the ciphers coming out, maybe the Sova as well. So I don't think I've seen as many teams run like the Breach Teoho on Haven like you do on some of the other maps over here.
Mhm.
So yeah, like Breach Sova is kind of like an old classic. I think Haven, it's kind of like that, right? It's like a bit vintage, and then depending on who you want to play, it's like, do you feel like playing Astra? Do you feel like playing like an Omen? Really, there's like a couple of different flavors that you can take into Haven, which kind of still makes it, I guess, a little bit more exciting, because if you haven't played the meta for ages and you're like, oh, like I wonder what's happening, it's okay. You can come back and watch Haven. It's still the same stuff from like maybe 2 years ago. Not much has really changed. So I say that though, and they're hovering a Tejo. So I say that Coven hovering a Tejo. So
it is interesting indeed, because it's like this is pretty much Haven. This is the day one map. This is pretty much like their bread and butter. Meta has already been set, but a lot of teams here will probably be sticking towards their comfort pick, at least the one that they've been spamming for quite a while. And I believe Sonali is a very like avid Teo player, and at least for some of these maps. But it looks like our team comps are now officially locked in.
yeah, so going with the Tejo Breach, like I said, it's still a meta pick. It's just not necessarily like what I'd probably see a lot of teams running on Haven. Can definitely still work and is very strong, but definitely Fearless. Like they're a lot more of a team where I'm going, okay, cool. That's like kind of like the Haven comp that we're seeing, we're expecting, and kind of like you've seen through time and time again. Whereas obviously with a Coven, this is like a little bit more different in terms of the Breach Teho, but still very, very like same. You've got your Duelist, you've got Cypher, you have Omen instead of Astra for smokes. You're fine, like genuinely speaking.
All right, and we are now officially going to start in towards our game here. It is going to be Fearless versus Coven here. And we'll have to see if which one of these newly formed teams will be showing off today. It looks like it's going to be another, well, it's currently a push towards a extremity here. Will it bode well for the side of Fearless Chelsea and the crew? And here we go, Carino pushing in towards A side, getting in a whiff on where Fearless Chelsea and the rest of the squad are here. And then the drone is going to be popped out. Fearless Chelsea now going down to Carino. And Sonali backing them up real quick. Just like that, it is now a 5v4. Barbie getting a whiff of Inky there, but still going down. What a solid lurk. Not a very convincing execution for their side. Now Chloe setting them up for Cray and the rest of the crew here. It's still a 4v4, 52 seconds remaining. And it looks like there is going to be a very interesting fight coming in from Spawn here. Fudgy, very well aware that someone's hanging back by Garage. Will they be seeing one? They see one, takes down Scarlet, and takes down Cray. Hopefully, not by much. It was a solid trade. It is now a 2v2. It's Inky versus Carino, and it's now a 2v1. Chloe, the only person remaining in there for the squad. And it looks like Carino taking down the final shot.
Did you think I'd let this thing go off?
One more round for Coven Esports over here.
Yeah, nice little start, obviously, on the fight on towards A long over there, and then instantly being able to pick off Barbie. That was like, Barbie had a lot of information there. I think very unlucky that she was unable to get at least one of the classic at close range. It's like the whole, you got the timing over there, and then they push in, and it's just like, you then start panicking, and then you whiff all your shots, and you're like, cool, I hate this game, never playing it again. But yeah, the rotation obviously towards C site, then a couple of like retake fights happened, but Karina and Sonali starting off over there on the A site, coming all the way back and finishing things off. So
Yeah, it almost feels like it's just like a solid snake scenario and just like not hitting your shots, and it's like just like that you're playing Five Nights at Freddy's all of a sudden. But now at least Sonali going in deep here, they know that drone has been lurking in towards sewers. Whoa, gets to see the head of Sova there. But again, has to fall back, has to come through, making the rest of the squad of Fearless Chelsea fall back into shifting towards another site. But again, going to have to go in through another way around. Cray takes down Barbie again. First casualty of this round. Going towards Barbie, but Cartal takes down Cray, and possibly a rest of the squad here for Fearless Chelsea going down like flies. It is now 4v2. Just like that, we're now down to Inky and Scarlet. Scarlet takes down Karina, takes a good amount of space pulling through, but there is the spike. It needs to be picked up. It is now being camped. Sonali knows where Scarlet is. Also, the rest of the squad, Inky taking down Fudgy, but Cartel taking down Inky as well. It is now down to Scarlet. 26 HP and a dream, no close. Not even a cigar. Another round taken in by Sonali and the crew in Team Coven Esports.
Yeah, but that's like not a convincing round, I feel like, on the back of like some of the players there. Obviously, you had a couple of Spectres and whatnot, but still at close range. All Fearless had were classics. So for Coven, their economy is going to be stuffed as a little bit as a result. Yeah, you still kind of have to bonus a little bit here. But, I mean, the problem still is, like, okay, like, cool. You're now up against, like, Vandals, a Bulldog over here for Inky. Not sure why they're going for a Bulldog, but,
Money moves, I guess, but insane entry for Fearless Chelsea for a change. It is now down to a 5v3. Chelsea going in for the numbers, and it looks like it's going to be a C side plant here. The rest of Coven now going down as well. Fudgy going to be a casualty of the shots of Fearless Chelsea. Two parked up at sewers. Cartal sees where Chelsea is, takes her down. I guess that Bulldog is coming in handy. But will it come handy for the rest of this round? Fearless Chelsea rocking up the full 4-man advantage here against Cartal and Carino. Carino all in way too deep now, but no, not a lot of shots being fired in now. It's now just Cartal, and they go down as well. And just like that, Fearless Chelsea finally now on the board, 2-1, but Coven for the lead.
Yeah, and that just comes down to, once again, like a bonus where they really didn't have much into it, right? You only had a couple of Sheriffs, you had a couple of Spectres, but not an ideal one where it's, okay, it was very clean, we had like 4 alive, it's only 2 Spectres really being carried forward, so try mid-crunch, doesn't really work out, that's alright. Coming into this one now with Vandals and whatnot, so full rifle round coming out from both parties at this point. 3 alive is going to be fantastic for Fearless as well. Let's see how Coven are going to be tested, as it does look like Fearless just setting up once again, very, very passive towards the A side of things. And looks like they're just trying to break a couple of tripwires right now and really test out Barbie over here on the C side. So otherwise, a very slow round.
A lot of spaces coming in towards, not much leaning towards anywhere so far. It's a lot of just see where they go, see where they are for these couple of seconds at least. But at least Scarlet is now way too deep going in and towards. They now know that tripwire is available for the side of Coven here. Will they know where the rest of the team is? Tripwire's already been broken by Scarlet there, and Scarlet takes down Fudgy. And will they find one more? It is now a 5v4.
Yeah, I mean, 45
Scarlet.
seconds left. Yeah, 45 seconds left in the round. They got plenty of time to like just shift around as well. You can see that the spike is still all the way back in spawn. They can utilize these 35 seconds, but if they wait for a little bit too long, that can be devastating though, because it means that they're still like down to 30 seconds.
30
they don't really
seconds
know
left.
where to go, and that's kind of now starting to put a lot of pressure, right, on some of these members on Fearless to try to make a move. Like Fearless Chelsea tries to play something over there. They do head over towards the A site, so it's going to be a 3 and 4 retake over here.
Let's see if Coven takes in charge. It is now just 3 members of Fearless Chelsea remaining. Spike has now been planted. Teo parked up there at Heaven, while the rest of the Coven squad going in for that taking. Cartal takes down Chloe, and just like that, it is now an Omen versus Cypher fight, an Inky versus Cartal. Will it work into Cartal's favor here? Very sneaky one. You're gonna have to tap in the spike in there. Will there be enough time to play that? Inky, you know where they are, and they are dead instead. Cartal going down to Inky. Now Fearless Chelsea tying it up 2-2.
Yeah, good stuff from Fearless once again. I was like a little bit worried towards the end there that it was taking a bit too much time, like 30. I was like, yeah, 50 seconds. You got plenty of time to work with still. Have a bit of a chat where you want to reroute and detour to after you show presence towards C. You've gotten that pick over and towards B. So, but
Right here.
But yeah, it is still looking like it's anyone's game right now. I mean, eco round's coming out on the side of Coven over here. Couple of classics. You got a Marshall. That's when you know things are a little bit bad. Let's see what Magic Cartel can bring out with the Marshall.
Oh, we'll have to see if the classic works in their favor here for Barbie. And the side of Coven Esports, Karina now rocking that Blade Storm. They know that there is a trip somewhere nearby. There goes the step, and it goes down. Inky takes down Carino. Cray takes down Barbie as well. Another one in the form of Sonali. And it's not just like that. A 5v2 ensues. Two members remaining for the side of Coven. Fudgy takes down Scarlet. Will it be enough? Picks up a Vandal for themselves. 2v4 now. Going in. And takes down Chelsea. Fudgy looking like Rambo here. Will it work in their favor for Coven Esports? Now 2v3. 3 members of Fearless Chelsea parked up and are ready to fire. Not enough. Cartal and Fudgy, what a solid fight, but in the end, Fearless Chelsea takes the round to themselves. 2-3 in favor of Team Chelsea.
Okay, yeah, like an early tack timeout over here. I mean, that round, it just came down to the fact that Inky just sat there and it was a disgusting Cypher trap, as everyone has played probably against the Cypher. And look, you know what, that being said, though, I think like that is like the perfect kind of... Look, with Sentinels, right, I always think, and as someone that plays Sentinels, I'm like, you got to be the biggest rat sometimes. That's like a prime rat play. You put the tripwire there, so it's like, oh, I'm going to be smart and jump over this. And you're just sitting there just waiting for the audio key to kind of like get the punish over there. And obviously Cypher does use the ult, downloads all the positions and whatnot, and it's all good to go. But yeah, it's honestly been a pretty, that was a very clinical anti-eco, I felt like. And that's what you want to see with money being built up. You always want to build up your economy in these rounds. So when things get a little bit tighter, it is a best of one after all. So it's when money does get a bit tighter, you want to make sure you have enough for rifles, everything like that. So
again, like as you mentioned, like in Inky before, it's just your typical rap play, but still funny to watch and funny to like view at the same time. And all you hear is just like one footstep, and you have to get ready. And again, it's like, as I mentioned before, it's like playing a horror game almost when you're trying to look for somewhere or like where, try where everyone is. But now at least Fearless Chelsea rocking a 3 lead against Coven's 2. So scoreline is 2-3 in favor of Fearless Chelsea. Will Fearless Chelsea stay fearless in towards this round, coming in towards round 3 now. 1 minute 20 remaining on the clock. Maybe now Fearless
Yes.
Chelsea.
I was
Fearless
just about to
Chelsea
say, it's a much slower take this time around, isn't it? Like, they're cutting all noise, they're still holding on to the extremities, but really looking to pressure this B side over here. And Cartel has to really do well to hold on. It all comes down to timing here now.
It is now going to be a Scarlet versus Cartel round here. If Cartel still decides to give a good view of their pixels, could be like a 1v1 fight to start it all off, but a lot of members of Fearless Chelsea parked up in here. Cartel sees Scarlet and takes the shot, but Cray gonna have to go in there deep for the side of Fearless Chelsea to possibly take out one of their members. It's still a 4v4. Armageddon gonna be used for the side of Coven Esports. They know where Cray is, and just like that, 2v4.
Enemy remaining.
And it is now down to Inky. Will the rat play work here for 4 people? And engaged? No, says Sonali. And just like that, it is now a 3-3. But Coven Esports taking that round back for themselves.
Yeah, Armageddon buys a ton of space over there from Sonali, and they're able to capitalize on that retake very, very nicely, able to kind of just get the shots that they need to over there and just leverage the personnel advantage pretty much. Also, Inky does actually do a really good job, like a fast shot from C Long over there. Obviously, they take down towards Cray, but also at the same time, after she got the kill at that distance, you're kind of suspecting, well, she was on the C side, right? So she's either going to be pressuring from Garage, maybe through C itself, or maybe through B main. So we only have 2 angles to cover off. So not like it's like they had to be absolute geniuses to figure that one out.
Yeah.
But Fearless just going to be slowing things down. Once again, they've been playing a lot of these rounds. They're not really going fast just yet. They're taking their time, just like pushing off these close corners. And now A is going to be this position that they're going to be looking to take now. 2 ultimates on the Blade Storm, as well as you got the Astral Divide, as well as obviously Hunter's Fury. So there's the Astral Divide coming out now.
Here we go.
Barbie,
it is
yep.
now down to Barbie. If will they be able to hold down this side of the Cosmic Divide? Let's see who pops up. Chloe now going down as well, and going in for the retreat. Barbie, wise decision there, but still holding their ground at least. Barbie's now popped up in heaven. They see Fearless Chelsea and they take him down as well. What a round, but Cray takes down the Sentinel finally. It is still a 4v3. Man advantage here for Coven Esports. Carino now going in deep in towards that site. Hell, gonna have to be checked. Scarlet goes down. Inky takes down Fungi, and Cartel takes down Inky, and just like that, 3-man wins the round. Coven Esports now 4-3, taking charge.
Yeah, 4-3. And coming down to a lot of successful retakes over here right now. Cartel more than happy just to not only open up some of these deals, but kind of like finish things off. Barbie, very, very critical round over there. Decides to stand firm. And like sometimes it's actually a bit difficult as a Sentinel when you're going like 1 in 6. You're going, man, I'm getting punished a lot of these takes. Do I go in? Do I fall back? All these things. Gets 2 there. Cray hits a fantastic shot, though, to finally take down Barbie. But that's going to bring a lot of confidence coming into this. Now Fearless have to go on an eco over here. Marshall long range once again. Just the Owl drone spotting out Carino's little noggin over there at the back of Plat.
Pixel for pixel, indeed. And now, it's now going to be a long-range fight here towards Seaside. Will it be effective for Fearless Chelsea? Still not committed yet. Hasn't been going deep into Cubby there so far, but it looks like they are backing out once again. Will it come through? Now, Barbie, just almost close to the side of Inky. They know that footsteps are going to be coming in towards here. Barbie gonna have to get the flank, gets 1, and getting taken down by Cray. Cray now has a Vandal for themselves. A 4v4. Barbie so close to taking a lot of multi-kills there, but getting traded, unfortunately.
But here's the thing, right? They're leveraging garage pressure at the same time that the spike is going towards
30
A, so the
seconds left.
defenders can't rotate just yet. Eventually, Scarlet gets taken out, but I think it's done a good enough job over here. And now it's down to Inky to really get this rotation impact in this round 4 retake.
Drone going out.
We'll have to see if this jet goes in towards their favor. Oh, Carino takes down Cray. Not a proper one to take it down, but Carino taking another kill for themselves. Looks like it's not going to be in their favor. Oh, Chelsea dying amid rolling thunder. What a disaster currently for them, but scoreline is now 5-3 in favor of Coven Esports. Ooh. That was tragic. That was very tragic.
I think maybe a little bit of panic coming in over there, right? That's obviously it's like you probably want to use the Rolling Thunder first because the not the flashpoint, but see, like all I know sometimes is like the ability, like it's like, oh yeah, it's a breach stun, right? Like I still struggle so much with the names, but using the breach stun and the Rolling Thunder, it's like already given away the position at that point. So it's just kind of like I'm not sure about this. I understand the intention is that you really want to secure this round, you want to make it competitive, but as a result, kind of like the Rolling Thunder is just utilized for no real huge gain, and it's one of those big game-changing ultimates where I always feel like, do we want to be using this right now, or is it the case of should we save it to the next round? So still like a couple of ultimates over here. Obviously you got Download, Freddy, you still got Bladestorm and Hunter's Fury, but it always becomes that question of when are you going to use it on the attacking side? Obviously a tactical timeout has been called from Fearless. So a big potential maybe to talk about, well, where do they want to get the pick for Hunter's Fury? Where do we want to use the Bladestorm? Do we want to try playing fast maybe? Because we've been playing slow every single round and it's allowing a lot of time for Coven to actually rotate into position. So,
and yes, I agree with that. It's a lot of rounds are now just being picked up, just getting slow. I wonder if Fearless Chelsea will pick up the pace here. Looks like it's going to be still the same pace, but this time they're going to have to use their ults perfectly here. Especially with Scarlet having the access towards their Hunter's Fury. Could be a wise one to actually put off for a good retake, but they now, Coven Esports knows that a lot of steps are going in for the C side, and Fearless Chelsea getting back into a corner here. Only pushing them for 1 minute into the clock. Still a lot of time, but not enough stalling power to trigger a Coven Esports rotate, unfortunately.
yeah, absolutely not. There's like obviously the cut noise and stuff like that, but there's nothing else really being shown. Now finally smokes are being dropped over there towards C. I think only one's being used, but the Taeho missile is just going to come out, delay the take a little bit further. Obviously then the Omen smoke's going to come out. There's a stun coming out from Breach. The Owl's just going to clear out close, but there's still so many flashpoints you need to deal with. And 30 seconds left. You know we're closer to taking the site. Fearless, there's really no information for them to go into anywhere, so they have to call this rotate. They have to make the audibles. And now Barbie's going to be tested over here on the A site. Oh, there's a camera that's going to be spotting this out already as well.
Alrighty, here we go. Barbie, it is now a 5v1 coming in towards your favor. Barbie takes down Cray and takes down Fearless Chelsea as well. Welcome to the Barbie house. A 3K for them before Inky takes them down. And just like that, time is running out and run out indeed. But still, Fearless Chelsea gets taken down convincingly. 6-3 in favor of Coven Esports.
Yeah, and just once again, like Coven just very, very solid in terms of just holding there. They have no reason to rotate, right? They have all this advanced position. They have Barbie who's more than happy just to anchor his site by herself over there, just locking down the A site over here. Also gets 3 as well, which is absolutely huge. Of course, you're going to be scanning your ground with 20 seconds or like 10 seconds left at that time when they're going to execute on site. But I feel like for Fearless as well, it's just like, once again, I'm waiting to kind of see a bit of a change up. They're playing maybe a little bit too slow in some of these rounds. I want to see a little bit more of like a slow walk up and then an explosive take, like with a bit of confidence commitment. I know there's a couple of sharp aimers over here, a couple of really good duelists and trades, but they're not putting themselves in the position to capitalize right now. It's just been very staggered out. So finally a walk up one towards the A site, a lot better spacing this time around. Let's see how this goes.
They usually know Barbie is camped up towards this side, so now the util showers comes in. And Barbie knows that there's definitely an A side push. That's 4 of them. And you're gonna have to find out where Inky is eventually, but Barbie takes out Fearless Chelsea. And now a 5v4 in their favor. Barbie still going in convincingly, takes down Chloe with them as well. Hunter's Fury is gonna be used, takes down Sonali. Barbie going down and takes down Cray with them. Will there be another one? Looks like Inky wins the Sentinels fight here. 2v2. Fungi going down. Care of Scarlet. Another trade and another trade in the favor of Inky. Cartel goes down. Score is 6-4. But this time, Fearless Chelsea take the round.
Yeah, great round coming out there from Scarlet. Just triple coming out from short. Absolutely instrumental on the Sova over here. Hunter's Fury being utilized to great effect. Getting a pick as well as a tag on towards Carino. And even as Carino uses the updraft, just the transfer is just good enough from Scarlet. Holding on, staying alive, and allowing Inky then to close up the clutch over there as well. Inky's on 14 and 6, just putting in some numbers right now.
Ooh.
Putting in some of the good work in the clutch over here. But for Coven, still, like, the momentum's still in their favor. They've got the cash over here. As a matter of fact, Carino's got the operator up as well. So it's going to be pretty scary. Bladestorm, though, out for Cray. So let's see if they're able to get some magic working.
We'll see if some potions will be cooking in towards the side of A side here of Coven Esports. Barbie getting contested again. Trying to test their Sentinel skills, feels like, from the side of Fearless Chelsea. Barbie gonna have to be a tricky one here to pop in, and they now know util showers coming through. Scarlet taking down one of the traps. Will it work in their favor? Savo's now going down as well, but doesn't delay the spike to be planted. Chloe going have to pop in.
They got Armageddon here to use, don't forget that.
Yes, Armageddon is very readily available here. Cray with the Bladestorm now goes down. Barbie takes down Cray. It is now a 5v4. Carino takes down Fearless Chelsea. Scarlet taking down Fungi, but Carino, 2 op shots in there for the win. Cartel holding it in and takes down Chloe to finish the round. Score is 6-4, now turning into 7-4 in favor of Coven Esports.
Yeah, I felt like Chloe was in a really good chance over there. Armageddon did not clear out her position over there at short, and she was just biding her time over there, but very well cleared out by Cartel, who's been very, very solid once you get a lot of these retakes. I have to say, some nice shots coming out from Carino as well on the operator. So coming into the final round over here with just a single ultimate on From the Shadows. In the meantime, though, Astral Divide ready for Fearless to play with. But I think the bigger issue, right, is that if they're going for this A-site take again, it's not going to work for the 3rd time. You can already see the adaptations being made right now. Carino is going to be coming into position. Needs a good flashpoint, which I think is what is coming out at this stage.
Here we go. Carino taking down A long. Almost there. Posted up with the operator. And now Fearless Chelsea. Probably getting a whiff of our casting here. Something is not right, they say. And it looks like we're going to have to do a bit of a rotate somewhere else. And they look who they find. It's the side of Barbie once again. That's where Spike is being posted up. Scarlet. And
I would like to kind of see a rotation to the B side over here, to be honest, Igzy. I'd like to see them actually group up and kind of like hit the B side. But it looks like actually a C side crunch through Garage. I don't mind this either.
Cartel going to be testing it towards this garage site here. Someone is going in through, and guess who it is? It is Inky once again. They know where they are, just the pixels not too quick enough. Getting blocked by the Cosmic Divide. But here we go. Barbie takes one for the team. Good trade. 4v3 now. Cartel taking down Scarlet. And there goes the spike. Fearless Chelsea able to plant it off, but man advantage going in for Coven Esports here. Now that the Cosmic Divide is down, flashes are going through. Carino has Bladestorm available. Cartel taking Chloe down. It is now a 1v3. Inky taking down Cartel and Diffuse, but what a trade by Sonali. in the end. Score is now 8-4. We're going to that half.
Switching sides.
But
I honestly
Coven
thought that-
Esports.
They
Yeah,
should be
Coven
simple
Esports
enough.
Yeah.
I flushed
on the
them
favor.
out, you finished them.
I was gonna say, I honestly felt like Inky lined up like the double kill over there. I thought like she was about to get the kill onto his Karina, and I'm like, oh, there's a realm here. That then she gets the transfer out at the edge of the smoke. But very unfortunate to not get that one done. She's been one of like the stronger clutch performers over here for Fearless. Now to the defensive side, let's see what they got over here. But Coven with all the momentum as well as just the, I guess like the strats working their way as well. They played very default heavy towards the entire defensive side, and I don't feel like Fearless really tested them until like some of the latter rounds.
That goes there.
It seems like for me, this is like the Sentinel show. This feels like the Cypher show. Again, Inky rocking that 15-8 scoreline, but Barbie constantly being tested when they were back in that side. But it's still managed to take them one, sometimes two, sometimes even three in towards their rounds as well. But we'll see how Coven Esports go in and test this time Inky's setups here. And east side, Carino now going in through, taking all that space for Seaside here, free to plant for the side
Spike
of
planted.
Coven Esports here. Fearless Chelsea going to be tested on how they work their defense here. Barbie, after a lot of shots, still managed a headshot in the end. Fearless Chelsea going down.
But they're setting very far back up C long. Lots of things for them to use, and Barbie's got like another pinch point as well. So a lot of deals now happening. Scarlet's trying to stick this at the moment.
Scarlet, will it be in your favor? And it looks like it is going to be the clutch defuse for Pistol. The rest of Fearless Chelsea going down, but still not enough. Smokes OP.
Yeah, 5-8, so that's a much needed pistol round coming out from Fearless over there. Still 3 rounds the deficit, however. And that's like a really, really big decision to still continue in, knowing that there could potentially be a flank over there. 2 or 3 seconds afterwards, Util comes back up for Fungi as well as for Sonali. And you saw that the missiles came out. The stun also came out as well, just a little bit too late.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
And here we are now 8-5 in favor of Coven Esports. But Fearless Chelsea won a clutch round despite being rained on mechanically by Coven. I guess I guess that's how it works when you have smokes readily available for your side as well. But again, like everyone's posted up, Chloe takes down Sonali. Must have been busy checking the map there because was not ready for that peak at all. And it's now a garage take once again. Carino now way deep into the side of that window. Ooh, Fearless Chelsea takes down Cartal as well. And it's now a 5v3. Coven Esports gonna have to go for an execute here without the spike. And then, just like that, Chloe is going to have to verse against Carino, taking down Fudgy as well, being lined up there. Going down Collateral. Again, Chloe now showing their mettle here, 3K in their name. And it's now going down to Barbie. 15 seconds remaining on where this spike is. It is now a 5v1. Not going to be an ace clutch here, unfortunately. Scarlet takes them down. Score is now 8-6. Coven in the lead, but Fearless Chelsea tailing behind. Really close.
Yeah, I'm hoping Coven use that time just to have a bit of a chat about what they want to do in this round. Like I said in the previous game between Schimimi as well as Rapid, I like seeing like some of these eco rounds where they just take their time a little bit and actually talk about, well, we're not necessarily aiming to win this round, but what's the goal going to be, right? Coming into our buy round, we're up against a bonus and a complete bonus at that. Coming out, obviously, on the side of Fearless. Are we going to like do a slow default? Are we going to take a sight fast? It does look like it's going to be a bit of a slower default over here. Kind of like a 2-2-1 split with just leaving Barbie over there just to see if they can pick off any extremity pushes. But a very interesting bonus coming out where it looks like that on the side of Fearless, they're more than happy just to allow their players to play the default over here.
Oh, here we go. It is now a seaside push. Carino now taking down Inky. There goes the traps, gone now. Everything is just going to be coming to a full slow. Barbie goes down for Fearless Chelsea. It's now a 4v4. A lot of the Fearless Chelsea players coming in through spawn. Will it be a firing squad waiting for them here? In Seaside, it looks like smokes are going to be coming down as well. Have to see. Spike is ticking down. Not a lot of time left for a defuse. Will they commit here? And looks like they'll have to. Carino with a 3K, and Cray and Scarlet goes down as well. Scoreline is now 9-6. What a convincing attack side by Coven.
Yeah, once again, though, guns against a bonus over there, where you're trying to, with the bonus guns, try to take a 5-4 retake, or in this case, a 4-4 retake, after it was a pretty good pick from Chelsea. It's always going to be hard to ask, right, for bonus weapons. So this is going to be like a proper test now. Obviously, rifles will come out. Inky's actually gone down to a Spectre, but obviously, as a Cypher, you need to prioritize these tripwires and cages before firepower. So unfortunately, it means that he does have to, he's about 100 short. Very sad life when you're on 2,800 and you cannot buy a Phantom or a Vandal.
That's how you just go John Wick mode and see if you can make something out of, well, not even nothing. I say Spectre is kind of just like the very good rat weapon.
Yeah. It's very hit and miss, right?
Yeah, it's a coin flip indeed. But again, now still starting to play slow for the side of Coven Esports. 3 bumping in towards Sewer, hopefully. There goes the drone. Still scouting. And will they be able to see somebody? They are. They will be able to. Carino gonna have to be revealed. A Clo, gets taken down by Barbie in there. And it is now in their favor for Coven Esports here to pick a side. Now there's only 45 seconds remaining. Not much time to rotate a little bit, but they're going to be committing towards that. 36 seconds remaining. Will it be towards B side? That would be a negatory. That looks like it's going to be a C side here.
Really, really good call on the rotation as well. They cut like all audibles essentially, like coming out from A lobby, and the only time that Fearless are going to know about it is pretty much they're already gone C side. And Barbie, once again, just on the rotation play, has just been so solid on the work.
And Carino now deep into that side as well. Good old garage watch. Oh, Barbie was successful before, but not this time. Inky versus Barbie. Inky leading that fight in that 1v1 now, but it's still a 4v3 for the side of Fearless Chelsea. So now it takes down Cray and takes down Inky as well. It is now just down to Fearless Chelsea, but no cigar there. Gonna take down. Score is now 10-6. Coven Esports in favor. That was a pretty solid round in terms of like a gun versus gun round fight at least. But now Vexit from EVE gonna have to take a pause for the side of Fearless Chelsea.
Yeah, so coach is just going to have a bit of a chat over here for Fearless right now on what they can do. Obviously, 6-10 being the scoreline right now is like a really good time to chat about. Money isn't that great either, so it's kind of like a case of, okay, like money isn't fantastic right now. We only have like this Astral Divide. What do we really want to do with this, right? So... Meanwhile, on the side of Coven over here, they're doing everything right, in my opinion. Just like able to call the correct rotations, just really utilizing an active lurk over here. I felt like Barbie has just been doing so much like fantastic stuff, like in terms of being able to push up and really control this B-side rotation, and then into Garage as well, caching some of this timing, or like into mid. It's making a lot of Fearless paranoid, especially like you've been seeing like some of the times Fearless are rotating through the B-side. They're actually checking main. They're taking their time. And this is exactly what you want one of your active lurkers to be doing. So, yeah, it's nice to obviously be able to close things out on the site where you're able to get a couple of multi-kills on the back of Sonali, as well as Fungi being positioned correctly and utilities being dropped well. But make no mistake, the lurk plays as well as the patient is really working out for Coven right now. So, and it's just up for, obviously 10-6 now being the scoreline. It's really up for Fearless now to figure out what they want to do. Do they want to start playing a little bit more aggressively and get some map control? Do they get stick to the default? How are they going to call the rotations? These are the things that you need to be talking about in some of these tactical breaks. So
And it looks like it's going to be a huge switch up. Scarlet takes out Carino, and that's a duelist down for Coven Esports. Again, Scarlet picking it up here. They now see where Fudgy is. They now know that it's going to be at least someone camped up. And Teo Drone also revealing where everyone else is and where everyone else could be parked up. It is now down to Coven Esports where they want to rotate here. 50 seconds on the clock, a lot of time to be able to force a rotate here. Close sees the Teo peeking through. And just like that, smokes are going to be out. Salvos are going to be out too. Chloe getting a chunk out of health there. But Barbie takes down Chloe in the end. It is now a 4v4. 36 seconds. It is now a Fearless Chelsea versus Cartal fight. Chelsea losing that fight. Sonali takes down Cray as well. Cartal taking another one for the double. Goodbye Scarlet, and Inky wins another Barbie fight and takes another one for Cartal. It is now a 2v1. Inky with an access to a Vandal, but with 7 HP to their name. It is gonna be a very tricky one. 2v1 for the side of Fearless Chelsea here. They want you to stick it. Ooh, Salvos now are coming through. Playing it smart here, Coven Esports. Will they be able to find one? Oh, Sonali quick with the flick, and Inky goes down. Scoreline is now 11-6. Coven Esports winning it all. Almost. Just 2 rounds remaining.
yeah, really smart utility use on that post plant over there. Nice shot from Scarlet starting things up, right? But yeah, 11-6 right now. It's starting to look a little bit dire for Fearless. I mean, obviously that was a bit of an eco round, but some of the players just unable to really convert some of these individual deals, and that makes it so much harder because you have to rely either on multi-kills or really good setups. And Haven is just a map where you can be picked apart very easily on the back of like solid utility use. You can't get the crossfire set up. And now pressure being applied in the garage very early on. Scarlet just booking it straight out of there. As in the meantime, Coven's just picking up the pace.
All right, Coven pumping up the gas this time, just like that. Just in a few seconds, Karina now deep inside. Fudgy now going down, however, for the side of Coven Esports. Chloe taking one down with a bit of assist there. Inky takes down Sonali, but gets traded by Carino. Ooh, just like that. Dropping down like flies, Coven Esports Fearless Chelsea. Convincing with the defense. Scoreline is now 11-7. Still in favor of Coven Esports, but it's going to trigger a tactical timeout here for Coven Esports.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I say they don't have enough time to set up crossfires, it's like that perfect situation where it's like, oh, no, actually, you know what? I can actually set up perfect crossfires on the C site. So it worked an absolute charm, right? They're able to get the first couple of impact kills, like slow the attack down. They have to wait out the Astral Smoke on C main, on C site. And all of a sudden, that's when they can really strike and clean things up. I think it was Clue over there on platform was able just to shut things down towards the end. So much more solid stuff coming out from Fearless. I like that reaction. They got to do it a couple more rounds. And unfortunately for them, there's a lot of money over here for Coven still to burn through. 9,000 on Fungi, which means that she can drop Carino if Carino decides not to go for the Blade Storm. It looks like she's just primed for the Blade Storm right now. But yeah, it's still a lot of rounds they need to fight back through. I need to see 2 or 3 more rounds like that for it to be really, really ultimately convincing and for them to come back into it. Because so far, this entire attacking side has just been very, very dominant. I understand the scoreline's 3-3 apiece, but you have to look at it for gun rounds versus like anything else. So,
well, a lot of stuff to work with, a lot of room, a lot of wiggle room for Coven Esports here to possibly just recoup and reconfigure what they did. They did pump up the gas, which is a change of pace, but that change of pace was not enough for Fearless Chelsea to actually see through. It looks like they were almost ready for it as well, and it looks like Cray is gonna have to be protecting Fudgy here while they take Old Orb. They know that Drone is there. They fall back. And it looks like it's going to be an A-side execute here, but Cray takes down Sonali. There goes the spike.
And it just like that, it is now a 5v3 almost with that amount of health remaining for Barbie. 1 minute still in the clock.
The concern here, the concern here is that they have no space to work with. They're stuck inside A lobby. You look at how far Inky's pushed up. Inky's got all this control like deep sea right now. So it's like your concern is, okay, like what is your concern right now? You got mid control from Scarlet. You got the sea control. You're more than happy just to like lean two over towards here. And Inky's going to be able to hold on, gets the download off as well. Kirino can't catch in time, but they still need to get the trade eventually, and they're going to be pincered in. Scarlet's going to push forward. Fungi does get the trade, but they're just stuck. 25 seconds left, still in spawn.
Oh, Inky takes them down, and that's a 3K just as easy as that. Fearless Chelsea gets the good pinch, and taking their time, again, Inky just closes it out and was able to cover the round. Scoreline is now 11-8 in favor of Coven still, but slowly losing their advantage here.
Yeah, and I have to say, I'll take back some of my words from the previous round. I said I didn't feel like I had that much confidence. That gun round gave me a lot more confidence. They're starting to play a lot more proactively. Playing a lot more heads up is what we call it as well. Like fighting for this map control, not really allowing in that round for Coven to really get this territory off them. So I think for Coven, it might be a reroute back towards what was working for them earlier, which is this B site take, pressuring garage, all these things. But therein lies the issue is that I haven't felt like that round was like a pure round of where I saw it as just like, okay, a bit of hesitation. What are we going to do over here, right? We're not really getting these like entries. We're not really getting any leeway coming out from the defensive side. What do we do now? And the attack kind of stalled from there. We're seeing that a little bit once again. But finally, they're taking garage control, but the spike's all the way still back at mid. Finally, it's going to be gathered up, so it should look like a C-site split over here.
Again, not a lot of time remaining in the clock here. 50 seconds remaining. Still, gonna have to push it through towards C-side. It's now a C-side execute here. All traps are now down. And it's now down to the rest of Fearless Chelsea if they're able to pull it off. Armageddon now going down as well. Good stalling time for the side of Coven Esports. A lot of the players are Fearless Chelsea are still mid-rotating still. Will it be able to work in their favor? Scarlet now goes down. Good for trade. It is now a 3v4. Coven leading the man advantage. Cray almost getting someone there, but not enough. It is now a 1v3. Solid effort by Cray, but it's now down to Chloe on where they are going to be going. Gets the stun in the face, but Fungi closes it out. Almost there, but scoreline now 12-8. It is now match point for Coven Esports.
Yeah, and I honestly thought that was enough from Fearless. I really like that retake. Fearless Chelsea drops like a huge rolling thunder that catches all three on site, and I'm like looking at the garage pressure coming out, and I'm like, surely these like this ult is going to be converted into a couple of kills. They're going to need to deal with Cartel that used from the shadows just to clear out C long prior to that. But alas, it was just really, really good dodges into smoke and utilization of terrain. Allowed them to kind of get out over here. Aftershock being just dropped once again on A, just to try to get some map control on the side of Fearless.
Looks like it's going to be a bit of like a push and pull here in terms of how many spaces are going to be taken. Scarlet now really deep into that C-long, gets passed into Cubby, but Barbie gets a whiff of that, and just like that, Fearless Chelsea are now down a person. That's going to put a lot of damper in towards their defense. But Inky takes down Barbie again. Inky versus Barbie matchup is slowly getting wild and out of control here. It's always been the Sentinel versus Sentinel fight, and it is just like that. 49 seconds remaining on the clock. 4v4. Everyone's posted up, taking in sewers. But Cray, will they have a shot? They do. They take one and they take two. Dashes away and takes a gun for themselves. Same gun, but different skin. But here we go. Fearless Chelsea.
It's gonna be It's going to be a B-side here at the end of it. Sonali's been able to push through and actually find this rotation timing. Actually could be C still if they're able to get over here in time. So this round's not done and dusted just yet. What was a 2-on-4 situation actually is still very, very doable in this 2-on-3 retake. Obviously, Bladestorm as well as Astral Divine still available for them to use. So I'd say that on the side of Coven, they have to fight close over here. They can't really play the distance game. They can't play the util game.
We'll have to see if this works in their favor. Three-man advantage for the fearless Chelsea.
Missiles away.
And will it work? And here we go. Sonali gets taken down, and just like that, and Cartel now down as well. 3K for Cray. Fearless Chelsea getting out of there with just 5 HP. Again, this game is starting to get really close, but with match points still with Coven Esports. Scoreline 12-9. Fearless Chelsea with a glimmer of hope here.
Still though, still a couple of rounds that need to fight back, but that was a very, very nice retake. Obviously a nice side take as well, like from both sides. Given the fact that there was a lot of good multi-kills coming out from Fearless, they're able to kind of like get the good read on what's going on. A lot of this map aggression is now starting to pay off from their defensive side. And it still came down to this, 2-on-3 retake.
Take flight.
Ooh, drone goes down for Scarlet there. Not getting that much info on how many are posted up. Probably apart from one. Sonali taking out that drone down very convincingly. It's a bit of a slow walk, but it looks like B-side is going to be a contention here. And here goes the Salvos. Carino now going down thanks to Scarlet. Scarlet now backing out, but takes Fungi with them as well. Sonali and Cartal taking down Clo. It is now down to a 3v3. Cypher Link, Neural Link, now gonna be used here. You know where everyone is. And Sonali takes down Enki. And just like that is a convincing retake for the C side here. Now that they're down a Sentinel, it's just an Initiator Duelist combo for the side of Fearless Chelsea. Will it work in their favor? I sure hope so if they want to keep this dream alive for this game. Barbie posted up at Garage. Oh, and Craig goes down from a wall bang. Barbie now down as well. Here we go. One located at Cubby. Ooh, it seems like both.
Sonali's got Armageddon here.
Armageddon, it will be ready for use here. Salvo's going in first. And here comes the Armageddon. Will it end? And it looks like it does. Fearless Chelsea going down as well. Cartel takes down Crit, getting taken down. But just like that, Coven Esports takes the game 13-9.
Yeah, once again, like a really, really nice clash over here. Obviously, the opening games over here for the Exsto Athena series. Every single game's gone 13-9 so far that we casted today so far, Digsy. So it's just like one of the things I'm like, well, maybe we shouldn't watch the next game. It'll be a 13-9 again, right? But really solid performance coming out from both sides once again. I felt like Coven just, even though like the scoreline doesn't really reflect it, I felt like Coven were on top most of the time. But a lot of good things, what I was seeing from Fearless, I feel like just a couple of more confidence heads-up plays would definitely suit them a lot earlier on. I felt like they were down a little bit after, I think, the second time out. They were playing with a lot more confidence, a lot more kind of, you know what, we need to take the initiative. It doesn't matter if we're losing a couple of these aim deals. We need to take some of these initiatives. And I would have wondered if I saw this a little bit earlier on, what the scoreline may have been. I think it's just one of the cases of you got to sometimes play through like the nerves. You got to play through some of the fear of the scoreline and play to your strengths. And I definitely saw that coming out from Fearless, and that's a good thing to say. Once again, a team that's been around the game changers scene for a couple of times now for the last couple of events, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of them. I'm not saying they're knocked out just yet. Obviously, it is still around Robin stage, so I'll be seeing them a lot more coming through the rest of this weekend. But yeah, It's I would definitely say though Coven did look the goods. They looked a little bit stronger. Still though, once again, the same kind of criticism I have towards maybe some of the aggression and the timing. It's something that's going to get fixed as teams stay together longer. They play a bit more. Their plans get tested in an official like an environment like this. Because once again, teams are playing for a $1,500 prize pool. The nerves actually do go up a lot more. It's no longer I'm playing for 10 or 15 RR. It's a scrim. It's something a lot more than that.
Yeah, and just to add towards that statement as well, like throughout this game, a lot of the fragability actually went towards the support players in contrast to how the duelist fight have been going back and forth nowadays and towards these rounds. Again, like Inky and Barbie getting a good multi-kill on their own, Kartal also doing work there, and even with Sonali with their util usage, it's always been a good clutch it's always been a good clutch for as a winning scenario for Team Coven here. But it looks like that'll be it for today for game 2 in Fearless versus Coven. But it looks like we're gonna have another replay for Fearless here. Will they be able to get another game this time going in towards their favor? Because we have game 3 in Poofy Pandas versus Fearless. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon. here we are prepped and ready for game 3. K-Rap, how you feeling there, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been a while since doing 3 best of ones, but it's not the worst day of broadcasting, and it never. Look, these days there will never be a bad day of commentating compared to doing like 7 best of ones or something stupid in a day. So, yeah, 3 best of ones is completely fine. So.
Well, at least for me, I'm having a good time. It is always a pleasure to have someone right next to me who is very well versed in everything that they do, and just want to say massive props as well for giving me some guidance and giving me some like very well coordinated color commentary as well. And now we are actually going to be going in towards our 3rd game, getting prepped and ready for I believe it's Poofy Pandas versus Fearless.
Yeah.
We have seen Fearless
we saw a bit
before.
of Fearless just then. Yeah.
We have seen how Fearless played before as well. What do you think is their mindset going in towards this next game for them?
I think it should still be the same, right? Obviously, it's going to be tiring playing a couple of games back to back, but you just do the best that you can coming into Icebox. Fantastic map. Why did it come back in the map pool? It's no, okay. I don't hate Icebox that much, but it's just like such a large map, and that's what I don't like about it sometimes. But I think with Fearless, if you're just sticking once again, like I said, play like heads up, playing with confidence and playing to your strengths. Don't let the round count really like deter you in regards to anything. Meanwhile, for Poofy Pandas, I do believe a much more of a newer scene, so a new team within the scene. So haven't seen them play just yet, but let's take a look and see what they have and kind of go from there. I genuinely try to make a lot more of my basis of how teams play on what I visually see, because stats obviously explain one thing, but there's a lot of intangibles that stats don't explain, which is always the hard part when it comes to FPS games, because everyone goes like, oh my god, this person's ACS is like amazing and stuff like that, and I'm going, yeah, cool, but this support player literally did every single perfect flash and every single perfect utility. That's not going to ACS. So that's the stuff I want to see. How is the team coordinated? KDA doesn't explain that, nor does the round count explain that sometimes. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they do.
In terms of like familiarity on how people play, I know with the side of Poofy Pandas, G is the one that has a huge amount of map pool, a really huge one as well, and they really prefer. She really prefers playing Viper in Icebox as well, but looks like Fearless Chelsea is also picking the same one as well. And now in terms of like team comps, you see like a few familiar ones as well, in terms of Inky's Clove and Pow Pow's Omen. How different or how similar will this playstyles be coming in towards Icebox?
I don't like the Clove pick as much these days, to be honest. Like the Clove pick means that you're going to be, I mean, we saw Inky on the Cypher, right? So definitely like quite strong in terms of like the aim duel mechanics and things like that. But I feel like a Clove is a lot less of like especially after the nerf to her smoke duration and stuff like that, she's a lot more like a kind of like a hybrid initiator or duelist in my mind, given her abilities like pick me up and things like that. So it's, I don't know. If you're looking at a traditional controller, obviously you're still looking at your Omen, you're still looking at your Brimstone as like very, very, and like even Astra, very, very strong on Icebox. The distance of the range is going to make this Clove pick a lot more like deterministic and interesting. So we'll see how this has to go. Obviously, once again, on the defensive side, it's not going to mean that much, but on the attacking side, that's going to be where the difference is.
Ooh, here we go. It looks like they're going to be posted up in towards A side here. A lot of choke points to work with for the side of Poofy Pandas, but it's going to be, there goes the recon. Doesn't spot out Cray, meaning they have a good advantage here on where they are in terms of picking someone off. Not successful on that end, had to dash away. But Poofy Pandas, slowly but surely, getting space taken. Mommy Panda taking out Cry there. It is now a 4v5. Good. Taking space for Poofy Pandas. Now a 4v4. Chloe taking one for themselves.
Yeah, Scarlet's playing like Overwatch over here at the moment, so it's a good opportunity right now. A lot of these duels are going to be isolated, so Scarlet's going to be able to pick that one up, but Pow Pow's going to be swinging through at the same time with Skepno Blade. But now the wall's going to come up, they can stick the defuse. Jules can't really do anything. We'll be able to get the pick on towards Fearless, but that's it. It's still Defender's going to get the defuse off, so... Yeah. Good retake.
Pistol on going towards the side of Fearless Chelsea here. I'm not too sure if it's a bit of a contrast for what they have in Haven in terms of pistols, but again, Poofy Pandas like really slow in terms of how they're taking the sites here. Really taking their time. Possibly caught out Fearless Chelsea in there towards the process. And based on how Cray managed to die there. We'll see how different this one would be. Bit of a half buy for Fearless Chelsea here. How would you play this out if you're Poofy Pandas?
Probably just to try to suss out exactly what the utility hold is on some of these sites, I'd say. On some of these bonus rounds, right? I do like how they're taking a lot of mid control right now. This is going to give them a huge opportunity to kind of at least leverage some advantages. Turret has spotted out one of these players, and Klukes on the other side will be able to at least take down Pow Pow. That said, though, fantastic shots coming out from Jules. Skepno Blade can't convert the classic.
Just like that, 4v3 is now the situation that we have at the moment. 56 seconds remaining. Looks like Poofy Panda is going to have to go for a swift rotate here. Again.
This is what I mean by like the map being so huge, right? Like they have to take so much time to rotate. By the time you've actually rotated over here, I mean, they should be able to hear all this out. So Cray now set up for this position here, Diggsy.
Ooh, I am very excited on how Cray plays this. Really way back, up, down towards Raptors here, but they have Inky on the side. Mommy Panda going down, getting the revenge. G now going down as well. Cray, will they be able to find Jules? And that is their 3K for the side of Fearless Chelsea. 2-0.
I got your backs. Just, from the front.
But out comes the gun round now into the bonus. So this is going to be a little bit of a better test and a little bit better of an eyesight, so to speak. I don't know why Jules is going for a Spectre. Set up a rifle. Has enough cash to do so. There's got to be a plan behind this. I'll wait to see where the Spectre's going. So we'll let her cook for now. But yeah, coming into the bonus, it's still a very, very hard bonus to beat. A couple of Bulldogs at long range, Spectres at close range, so still difficult. Looks like they're looking to pressure into mid. First contact spotted. They're just going to fall off for now.
Right, here we go. 3 people at mid for the side of Poofy Pandas. Pow Pow gonna have to bit of a util clear up here for the side of A. Still no action going in towards mid side. Clone posted up at Rafters, but Inky still finds one. Decimate that's going to be going through. And again, slowed it down after just that one kill. Fearless Chelsea playing it towards their favor here. Pow Pow now going down as well. Dying to a classic there, I believe.
No, he had a Vandal that's been picked up and retrieved. Scarlet just wins that with the Spectre, and this is now really dangerous because they don't have any smokes. They just have to make a challenge, and all of them being spotted through. Messy duel, but Skepno Blade's going to come out on top.
Are now a 4v3 for the side of Fearless Chelsea here, but G takes their kill for this round. It is now a 3v3 for the side, for both sides here, but HP is dwindling down for the side of Poofy Pandas, and Scarlet takes down Killjoy.
Player standing.
And Jules goes down as well. Unfortunate shock darts here. G, calm aim, not going through. Chloe, gonna be the one to take them down. And just like that, Fearless Chelsea wins the bonus. Fearless.
Yeah, huge upgrades as well. Once again, like Bulldogs now and Spectres being upgraded towards Vandals across the board. You can buy up an Inky and Fearless. It's not going to be, or Fearless Chelsea, it's not going to be any problem whatsoever at all for them.
A lot of guns like going towards their favor as well. Their econ is currently just around sky high right now. Coming in towards this 4th round. And again, a lot of. I'm not sure what the play for Poofy Pandas is here, but they either probably speed it up maybe, or probably just be more careful in how they attack. But it looks like they're gonna be stepping up the gas for B site here. Walls now up. A lot of smokes coming through. That's a free plant for G, but gets taken aback by Util from the side of Chelsea, from the side of Fearless, and Mommy Panda takes down the Viper, and it's just like that. It's now a 4v5. Man advantage pay in favor for Poofy Pandas here. Ooh, close. Wow, but Chloe takes them down. And it's now a 3v2. Will Cray spot out the rest of the members of Poofy Pandas here? Both are being stuck in yellow. Killjoy. 20 HP in a dream here. Not working a lot with many for their Omen as well. Fearless. Now playing defense and just picking up the spike.
Last player standing.
And there goes Pow Pow and Killjoy as well. Now 4-0.
Keep them in our sights.
Fearless now going berserk almost. Just taking everything convincingly. Now Hero's gonna have to pop in that tactical timeout here for the side of Poofy Pandas.
Yeah, I was going to say with the tactical timeout right now, it's a good time to chat. Like, probably firstly get the econ in order over here. No need to be buying like below, so you can't really be affording like Vandals and whatnot. You want to be getting as many gun rounds as possible. That one, just a little bit unfortunate to be stopped over there. Obviously, Killjoy had the nano grenades up, so that way it was just very, very difficult to get the spike plan down. And after that point, just very, very hard to force their way in. They tried swinging on a timing. Didn't really win some of those like entry duels and kind of just all fell apart from there. So they were playing a 5-4 for like a little bit of it. They were actually able to get the pick onto Fearless Chelsea. But yeah, I just don't want to see like the economy just all sorts coming out of this tactical pause. I want them to talk about it and go like, cool, buy down to this amount. What are we wanting to do and execute? I think right now it's like they're going to have to talk a lot about probably like when to start using noise and when start to cut noise. I think that's been like a huge detriment so far with some of their rotations so far.
The inexperience as a team is very prominent for the side of Poofy Pandas here. It looks like it's gone down to a lot of when to do and not to do things, I believe, with what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing, though, because at the very least, it's like, okay, dash aggressively, but Scarlet's going to get the first pick. I don't mind this play from Tube, but they need to get a couple entries here.
Ooh, Pow Pow. Just missing Inky's head there. A bit of a body shot. Not working in their favor towards the end. Craig takes one and almost taking one with them. G just surviving by pixels there, but just like that, it is now a 5v3. Fearless now taking the lead here in the man advantage, but guess who's just peeking there by the corner? It is Scarlet. Will they be able to get down one here? There goes the Killjoy, and there goes the Recon Bolt. Will they be able to find it? They takes down Jules. And last but not the least, will they be taking G as well? Gonna have to run for their lives here. Just get a gun and have to play their round. Bit of a footstep. Figured it out. Ooh, they now know where they are. And Chloe takes down G in the end as well. A clinical round being shown by Fearless here. It is now 5-0. Poofy Pandas yet to have a round for themselves.
Yep, and once again, like the economy is not in a great setting, so they have to go down to a bulldog on one of the members over there. So, like going back to that initial point, it's oftentimes like these are really, really good to develop as a team, as a player as well, because you at least have something tangible to go back and watch and understand on how you're getting picked apart. Right? Is it map control? Is it a couple of aim duels? Is it like a combination of both? And Icebox is a very difficult map to default on. In all fairness, you can already see, right, like, if you have like one of the players controlling like very aggressively into B main, it's so difficult to be able to do anything else.
Whew. Again, Scarlet getting a lot of players. Vision there, and will they be able to get Hunter's Fury? Ooh, that gets one tagged as well, but not enough. Inky going down to Pow Pow, but it looks like they all know that it is going to be an A push. Cray takes down 2. Tying up the man advantage to a 3-3 here. Killjoy delaying the plan for a little bit, waiting for the teammates to get into positions, but Fearless have the spots here to work with, and Mommy Panda and Pow Pow going down. And just like that, Chloe takes the final shot to their Killjoy. And here come the defuse. Just like that, it is going to be a 6-0 for the side of Fearless. Are we seeing a possible 12 round for the side of Fearless?
Still a lot of rounds to get there first. I mean, they were able to get on site once again. Nice, like, little entry from Power, but just not the trade. Just didn't come out on time in Cray, who was just tucked away in the corner over there. Even though it was cleared by G, just unable to really land the shot there. It does look like it's going to be another force buy back into this. Once again, I don't really like this. I like seeing the economy like in a good state where you're able to really compete on the back of having Vandals, Phantoms, maybe even Operator if you want to throw something else in there. Mommy Panda is going to be building out the Braidstorm, tagged up by the Operator.
They do have a lot of ultimates available here for the side of Poofy Pandas. Will it be working there in a favor? Looks like Jules is not going to be using their Hunter's Mark due to Cray's op shots. And it looks like Scarlet's posted up and towards mid here. See if they get a good lurk going down, but Inky takes down Pow Pow. And it is now down to a 3-man attack round for the side of Poofy Pandas here. We'll see if it works in their favor. Mommy Panda gonna have to use their Blade Storm. Will it work towards their favor? Chloe takes down Mommy Panda. Been a solid shot thus far in this upcoming round. It is now down to G and to Killjoy. Will it work? Will it be a 2v5 clutch? Looks like Killjoy gets one, but it gets a good trade. It's now down to G once again.
30 seconds left.
20 HP getting tagged. Has access to the snake bite. But it looks like Nanoswarm is gonna be used here by Chloe. And a swing. Chloe with a 3K. And just like that, 7-0 in favor of Fearless.
Yeah, another timeout being called over here. Which, once again, I don't mind that as long as they're talking a little bit about what they want to do. So, I mean, I think this is definitely a very, very rough start, right? You're starting on the attack of Icebox. Nothing's really working for you. You seem like none of like the aim deals are working in your favor, but you just got to keep trying. And potentially, like, even something quick might be nice, right? Like, I did like the whole thing where it's like on the A site where they tried going in really fast. They were able to at least get like a bit of nice spacing and things like that and try to overwhelm some of these positions. So maybe we will see that again. But once again, the buy just needs to be on the same page. I don't want to see like a buy where it's like, oh, one person's got a Sheriff and half bought, another person's got a full Vandal. I want to see just everyone's equipped the right way. So
yeah.
I mean, they're the same side for Fearless. They're doing everything they need to. So I have no criticisms over there.
It's starting to like show on how all of these fights are just being just down to mechanics almost. It feels like mechanically like it's not on the side of Poofy Pandas as well. They do get some good positioning angles as well. Unfortunately, like it just goes down to about like either spray battles or even just aim duels. And it's and even if the rounds that they were like very close and heading towards their fader is not going to, because again, like it's just down for the close, and Cray
Down A.
takes down G, and Inky takes down Mommy Panda as well, and just like that, 5v3 once again.
You can see the confidence now starting to come up as well. It's like you got Cray that's pushing forward on the back of an operator, and it's just deterred them alongside with Inky. They're heading back towards B, but Fearless Chelsea will be able to at least grab one of them for now before backing off.
That's a good way to deal with that as well. You don't have to overcommit if you're if you're Fearless Chelsea over there. Good game sense in there as well. It's now down to Jules, and also down to Pow Pow as well. Jules has access to their Hunter's Mark here. Will they be able to use it in their favor? Chloe takes down Pow Pow, and Jules as well. Scarlet in there as well, just in case things goes down south, but it looks like it's not, because Fearless 8-0.
Yeah, and this is the dangerous part, right? Like, some of these players are now starting to play with a bit more confidence, and I was saying, look, ultimately you want to play with a bit of flair coming in towards it. We saw a bit of flair coming out from Cray. She's happy to at least start dictating some of these duels on the back of the operator, but gonna have to see how Fluffy Pandas are going to really answer towards that call, right? Maybe a couple of good recon darts, like pushing in, trading each other out. That's kind of what I want to see.
There we go, Cray,
Overwhelmed the
one of the
operator.
confident players here. As you mentioned before, Cray being confident now with their op shots. And it looks like lockdown is not going to be used, but Cray takes down Pow Pow, one man down. It's now a 4v4. Inky now down to the side of Fearless as well. Will Viper's Pit be used here? It looks like it's going to be used up in heaven. And we'll have to see how Fearless takes this down. Are we seeing a possible score for Poofy Pandas here? Two players have been detained! And looks like it is Mommy Panda going down. Ooh, Cray going down to a bulldog shot, but gee.
One enemy remaining.
And Killjoy take him down as well. It is now down to Chloe. Oh, finally a round win for Poofy Pandas. G closes it out, and together with Killjoy as well. It is now 8-1. Poofy Pandas slowly getting their hopes ignited here.
Yeah, I mean, one round on the board, which is really, really good. And on the back of, like I said, I wanted to see some commitment onto the site, kind of like good spacing, and that's exactly what we saw. I have to say, the audacity of G to stay there, understanding that there is a Killjoy ultimate inside the Viper's Pit. Ballsy, but it pays off, because they weren't expecting someone to be sitting right in the middle of the site up there. Very, very dangerous, but it pays off absolute dividends. Cray back on the operator is just going to back off for now, as it does look like Poofy Pandas heading straight to the A side again.
Okay, here we go. Cray having a good shot there, almost tagging Mommy Panda there, but close, no cigar. G open for the plant. Mommy Panda watching everything that they can see. Inky trying to have a good look at where that nano swarm is. But again, here we go once again. G tucked in towards that corner. Being patient with it. Listening for any sign that comes by. Inky goes down. Going how to use not dead yet. Takes down Chloe. G with the 3K. And just like that, Poofy Pandas are taking charge for this round. Gee, what a solid 3K. It is now just down to Cray, who will be saving the op. And gets down Pow Pow with them, but no op for the next round, unfortunately. They have the money to do so, but still, Poofy Pandas now 2 rounds in a row. Gonna be working in their favor. Towards this round, they now have full shields and 5 Vandals. For a change, it's like a sight that I haven't seen in quite a while. Ain't that right, Karath?
Yeah, I mean, that's also, like I said, like the first round where they committed a lot of ultimates and stuff like that. Yeah, really, really solid, right? I go, cool, that was like awesome. But 3 ultimates committed, they secured the round. So I wanted to see that round where I'm like, they run it back, confidence, pushing forward, punishing like a lot of this aggression, getting some of these kills, getting some of the confidence, some of these key players. I like seeing that from Poofy Pandas. Now I want to see like a bit of a change up, maybe like even a faster B side play to kind of throw, I guess, Fearless off a little bit. But Fearless calling a timeout, I don't mind that as well. I understand that you're up 8-2 and some people are going like, why are you calling a timeout? As a team, when you're looking to really develop and push yourselves like further up, you do want to take every single round seriously. You do want to go, okay, cool. How do we 100% complete this game so we don't lose any round from here? Because these are the games where it's like you're going, okay, cool, we might be versing a weaker team. How are we going to do it in a way that we're convincingly taking every single round? How are we bleeding around? Because against better teams, we're going to be punished so much heavier.
It is now going to be a gun for gun round. Who will take this one out? Will Fearless start off the half with a 9? It's possible 10-2, or will Poofy Pandas get a couple rounds again? Looks like Cray says otherwise. Mommy Panda getting taken down by Cray there with that op. A bit of a recon. They know where everyone is, and that triggered the rotate towards A site. But little do they know, Chelsea is posted up there. Will they be ready for it? Viper's Pit gonna have to be used towards Heaven. Will it leak out towards the site? And it looks like it does not. It's a bit of a questionable Viper's Pit. They're not going towards, just covering Heaven, essentially. And just like that, G takes down Fearless Chelsea. Just because they hunted them down. Pow Pow takes down Scarlet as well. From the lurk, it is now down to a 4v3. Poofy Pandas has the man advantage here. Decimate takes down, does not take down G. Does not hit G in the slightest. Rocking a 94k HP. And G takes down Inky. Cray takes down one for themselves. But will it be enough? Deep inside G. Ooh. Gets taken down by Chloe as well. 2v2. It is now down to a smoke defuse. Nano Swarm gonna be invested. Pow Pow takes down Cray. And Chloe takes down Pow Pow as well. But Killjoy ready and primed for it. Poofy Pandas. Another round in their favor. It is now the last round in the half. Another gun round available. Possibly for both sides here. But score 8-3. But Fearless still in the lead.
Yeah, but the last 3 rounds have all been Poofy Pandas, and I wanted to see like some of these heads-up plays coming forward, and really it was that round with all the ultimates being invested that has started this, right? Some of these players now hitting some crucial shots, like G holding close, Skipnoblade also getting involved in the action there as well. They're swinging off in the back of timings, and this is the whole thing. It's like, when you're versing better people, you're going to improve so rapidly because you understand what you're getting punished for, and you just got to, I know it's like, it sounds really weird, you just got to play better, and Cray, yeah. Oh, they're going to clear him out. Oh, clear her out.
Oh,
yes, they are.
Used out Cray. And it looks like it's not an easy lurk for the rest of the team either. Fearless getting picked off one by one now. And Poofy Pandas getting access towards their Viper's Pit. G being a pivotal round player for the side of Poofy Pandas here alongside their Killjoy. Is it going to be working in towards their fader? Pow Pow takes down Chloe, but gets traded up for Chelsea. And again, Mommy Panda's now down as well, but Scarlet, the lone player remaining for the side of Fearless. Poofy Pandas gonna have to be steady here. Spike is now going down as well, ticking away, but Killjoy takes down Scarlet, which brings us to a final score of this half of an 8-4. Fearless still in the lead, but Poofy Pandas getting their momentum on their side for a change.
Yeah, starting to hit some of these nice shots. I really like that. Once again, just really punishing this A site. Like, Cray was able to get like 1 or 2 good rounds coming out with the operator, but ever since that kind of round, it's just been absolutely destroyed. off the back of, well, in that round, it was like a nice entry from Mummy Panda. And then obviously
Yeah.
Pow with a couple of rounds of really, really solid lurks. But side situation is going to be switched over here, so now they're going to be tested on the defensive side. We'll have to see how the holds are going to work over here.
It's gonna be interesting to see on how this pistol works now for their favor. Poofy Pandas now on the defensive side.
Healing area.
And we'll have to see if it actually works. And how this will work for them. We haven't seen Poofy Pandas on how they defend yet, but a lot of good off angles. Mommy Panda spotting someone there, but Cray really deep into it, catches Mommy Panda out. That's a free deagle for them if they like it. It is now a 5v4. Just a 1 minute over remaining when Spike went down. G, very tucked in there towards Rafters, but Scarlet and Cray taking 2 for themselves. It is now just G remaining. They take down Inky just in case. Classic and a dream. And just like that, Scarlet gets their pistol for 3k. 3k pistol, sorry. But again, now 9-4 for the side of Fearless.
Yeah, onto the eco here as well for Poofy Pandas, which is going to make it a bit rough. But Pow Pow's going with just the couple of frenzies coming out. So
Switch it to a ghost.
Like not ghost. We're not going on the frenzy train. Makes me a little bit sad, but
No bratata today, unfortunately. But Pow Pow really deep in towards that mid side. Got choked up a bit by Viper smokes, which leads Fearless.
What?
Space to just got into 2, but not being really getting punished for it. Cray rocking a very low HP alongside Inky as well. Poofy Pandas working well together and going for a defensive hold here. Again, just 20 HP remaining with that regen shield, of course, but it is now going to be a B-side plant here for the side of Fearless. And Scarlet just missing. It gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Scarlet with the Bulldog 3k. Cray taking down G as well. It is now Pow Pow. Will that ghost work well for you? You are detected, my friend. And it looks like Cray catches you out with the Spectre. 10-4 in favor of Fearless.
I was honestly a little bit scared over there for Fearless at the beginning. I mean, there was like the double dink coming out from Pow Pow over there at Tube, and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna get really scary pretty soon, right? You get those 2 kills converted, you get 2 weapons and whatnot, but none of the players really rotating over towards the B site. They were committed pretty much towards a mid as well as B stack, and all it just took was Scarlet slowly walking up towards Snowman, just clearing out everything, and well, rewarded for the audacity of being able to get all this territory. Now looking to play aggressive in the back of the Paranoia may just work out.
Oh, Pow Pow. Oh, not working well for the aggro there for Mommy Panda, and looks like a lot of people are going to be punished as well. Inky takes down Pow Pow for their second kill of the round. It is now down to a 5v4. Just over 1 minute 10 remaining on the round, and they're now free to plant. Fearless Chelsea gets their smoke prepped and ready. G going for that Viper, the snake bite. Doesn't really take that much people, just the turns. But another smoke prepped here and ready. Jules gonna have to go for a shock dart kill here, just in case. G takes down Scarlet, and it looks like it's now to a 4v3. G taking down a lot of damage there. 35 HP remaining. Spike is ticking down, and it looks like Fearless Chelsea with a double Bulldog kill, and Inky stamps their round. 11-4 now in favor of Chelsea still. Well, in Fearless's favor.
Yeah, bonus converted on the side over here for Fearless, and I feel like we're starting to see a little bit of the beginning of the end, right? Where it's okay. We had a couple of nice rounds towards the end there, where something individual stepped up and they played with a bit more confidence in the attacking side, where you can have a little bit of flow and a little bit more and get rewarded with aggression. But so much harder on the defensive side. Your aggression needs to be very, very well timed. You have to trust your teammate and be able to kind of hold on to one territory over here.
Ooh.
And be able to kind of lock down something. But unfortunately over there, Deagle or Sheriff at long distance is not really going to work out. And now all the space is going to be taken by Fearless.
It looks like another similar round from before. Just above 1 minute 10. But already Fearless starting to just back out due to that effective shot by Pow Pow as they kill Chloe. Now triggering a good rotate, which is gonna be working in their favor. There is no one here for the side of Poofy Pandas to actually just contest. It's a free site for them in A. Now scrambling through for the side of Poofy Pandas on how to rotate.
Scanning ahead.
Precious time being saved here if you're in the side of Fearless. Ooh, Inky takes down Jules, and Fearless Chelsea and Cray gets their off-angle shots. And it is gonna be a convincing round for the side of Fearless. Now 12-4. As we're heading to a possible match point here, if it goes towards their favor.
Yeah, at least a couple of guns over here for Poofy Pandas to use. Looks like it's going to be geared up for a bit of aggression towards A, so it might just come down towards this fight over here on the A site. Here we go.
Whoa. Cray takes down 2. Mommy Panda takes down Chloe as well. Fearless Chelsea getting one for themselves as well. It is now a 4v2. 1:23 remaining on the clock. It is a 3v2 now. Once again, Pow Pow taking down Cray. That's a duelist down. But Scarlet
Okay.
with a twin kill.
One enemy remaining.
And Pow Pow with the 3K and the 4K clutch! What a round from Pow Pow. Poofy Pandas still have their hopes intact. And still match point, 12-5. Still in favor of Fearless, but what a round by Pow Pow there for Poofy Pandas.
Yeah, huge couple of shots coming out from Pow Pow. And I was about to say, the most absurd shot I saw was Scarlet coming over on the zip line, getting a headshot while moving. I'm like, yep, sounds good, man. That happens all the time. But Pow Pow decides to stay firm, holds the territory, and goes huge, so...
We'll see if we have a replay for that particular round, but it's going to be a very aggro push from Fearless here. Inky takes down G, and Killjoy going down as well. Cray with the off shot of their own, just like that. 4v2
Standing.
in favor for the side of Fearless, and just like that, 13-5. Fearless gets one win of their series in the board with a record of 1-1, taking it to an end there. Fearless picking up Poofy Pandas apart, getting it there for their win. What a round. And what
Yeah,
a
I
game.
mean, Fast and Furious, right? They just like literally sent it straight up through B. I was saying like, oh, I want to see like a bit of aggression and stuff like that. I want to see a couple of fights and just breaking it down to overwhelming by numbers. But that was also exceptional, overwhelming by numbers, cramming everyone into one spot. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work out in their favor. But you know what? You got to try something sometimes, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I mean, for Poofy Pandas over here, it's just like one of the things where I'm going, coming into this, you're only going to improve the more that you play together, the more that you're versing some of these stronger teams, which is going to make you more solid, not only as individuals, but as that team unit itself. So, but yeah, I mean, for Fearless, it's good to kind of see them on this stream go 1-1 at the very least. I felt like they definitely deserved at least a map victory in how they played earlier against Coven. And I think this is a better representation of like some of the strengths of their team.
Yes, and it really shows, and it really shows us, compared to the last game that that they had before against Coven, that once they get their like the ball rolling and once everything goes in towards their favor, they started to get confident. You actually see these players shine. Players like Cray, like Scarlet, that rope kill mid swing is still like playing in my head currently. Unfortunately, had to get shut down by Pow Pow. And in saying that as well, Poofy Pandas um had a lot of shining players in their end as well, with Pow Pow, with G, um, with um with Skip No Blade as well. And again, a lot of these players have what it takes if it's given like the right time to just play together as a team, as you mentioned. But again, who were the pretty much like standouts for you for this game?
I mean, obviously it has to be Cray, right? For me, it's like always going to be. I felt like Cray had like two fantastic series, both not only on Haven earlier, but especially on Icebox, where she was able to kind of shine. Probably played like a little bit too aggressively towards the end of the defensive side, but that's all right. Once you're like starting to win a lot of aim deals and whatnot, you start getting a bit confident. Obviously, you can go for it. As you said, though, a couple of highlights from Poofy Pandas. I'm looking forward to seeing them play more. Definitely the key of becoming a strong competitive player is consistency. I have no doubt some of these players can obviously pop off and do some huge damage given a couple of rounds and whatnot, but the trick is stringing them together, and that comes down to repetition, doing it in this kind of environment again and again and again. So yeah, like I'm looking forward to kind of seeing all of them play a lot more and go a little bit further towards like the Exto Athena series season. So
Likewise, likewise. And that will be the end